Just leave a one in the chat if you can hear me, please. Okay, good evening, Ismaila. Good evening. Good to have you here. Who else can hear me, please? Just leave a one. I'm sure Ismaila can hear me. If you can hear me as well. All right. Thank you, Francis. Thank you, Nena. So good evening, everybody. Good evening from here, depending on where you're joining us from. So my name is Priscilla, and today we'll be having a Tanalytics Masterclass session. If this is the first time you're joining us, welcome to one of our Masterclass sessions. And I'll be giving us a brief introduction of what we do and who we are at Tanalytics. So I'll go ahead to share my screen right away. And if you can see my screen, you could also let me know that you can. Oh, somebody can't hear me. Hi. So you might just want to join audio at the bottom left of your screen, right? So that way you can hear me. So I'm going to share my screen now. Exactly. So this is my screen, and yes, let's go. All right, so who is Tanalytics? What do we do at Tanalytics? So Tanalytics is an educational technology company, and we help Africans and people of the Black community transition into tech smoothly. We help to break the entry barrier into the tech space, both Africans in Africa and also Africans in diaspora. This is what we pride in, and this is what our focus is on. We aim to help people of the Black race, people in Africa, transition smoothly into tech. Now, if you're familiar with what educational technology companies do, they help you, they bring education to your doorstep using various tools and various learning management systems. And over the years, we've been able to help over 2,500 people transition from tech into their first job. Now, this is aside the people that have had promotions and all of that. These are people that didn't know anything about the career path that they chose, and they decided to make Tanalytics their learning buddy, and then they were able to transition into their first tech job. We do this we get diverse facilitators from various sectors, PwC, Deloitte, KPMG, Apple, McKinsey, and all of that, just so we ensure that we are bringing you the best. So today, this masterclass session, before we get into what the masterclass session is about, I'd like to introduce our founders to you. So by my left here is Adeza Suleiman, and he's the founder of Tanalytics. He's a data analytics expert, right, with close to a decade experience in data analytics and manager. Also, we have Efemena Ipero, who is the co-founder of Tanalytics, and he's a business data support lead with over a decade experience as well. So these people sat down and thought, what could we do, or what can we do to help people transition into tech smoothly? And then they came up with the idea of Tanalytics. So this masterclass today will be analyzing a bank financial statement using Power BI. Now, the aim of analyzing this statement is just so the bank is able to make a concrete decision from an analyzed statement. And the person that will be helping us, or that will be taking us through this analysis today, is no other but Efemena Iper. So before we get right into the session, let's feel the pulse of the house. Let me get to meet everybody. So I'm Priscilla, and can anybody hear me? Somebody's saying they can't hear me. You can unmute to let me know if you can hear me, please.
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, thank you very much, Francis. All right, thank you so much. So Coco, you might have to join in with your audio, right? You can do that at the bottom left of your screen. So today, we're going to have Efemena Iper in the house, and it will be taking us through this session today. So hi, Efemena, good evening. Hi, Efemena. Okay, so while Efemena is coming on board, let's get to meet you. You could just tell me your name and where you're joining in from. So just let me know your name and also where you are joining in from today. Let's see.
My name is Francis Ajibogun. I'm joining you from Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Frank. Good to have you here. Hi, Chiwendu Victoria from Abia. It's also amazing to have you here. All right, so we have Ifemena up, and Ifemena, good evening. Please confirm you can hear me, Ifemena.
Good evening, everyone. How are you all doing today? Christina, yes, I can hear you well. Can hear you
All
perfectly
right.
well. All right. Yes, thanks a lot for such a wonderful presentation. Good evening, everyone, and happy to be here to speak to you today to talk about how you can start your career as a financial analytics professional. All right, so just to do a little bit of introduction, okay. My name is Ifemena Ipro. Okay, currently, I work majorly around data science contracting here in the UK, and I currently work for some other organizations in the US. So kind of like juggling things together. Prior to that, I've worked as a business systems analyst. I've worked as a BI developer, data engineer, data scientist. I've worked as a financial analyst for different projects cutting across supply chain to logistics, so on and so forth. Well, anyways, one that I like to talk about essentially is the fact that look, my first career path, I'm not gonna like just to start with you guys. I know some of you are beginners, some of you are experienced professionals, so on and so forth. We would likely have a mix of people in class. So I did not really start as a data scientist. My first career was in management consulting. So I did management consulting. So while I was doing management consulting, that was when I picked up interest in finance. I have a degree in economics. My first degree was in economics. So, there is, I don't know about, but from my own experience, okay, and for the people that I relate with, economics and finance, I don't know, there's usually no, economics and accounting, I would say, most economists don't like accounting, and that's just my own personal experience with people. So when I wanted to as a management consultant, I felt like I wasn't I wasn't an expert at a particular subject area. So I wanted to take that in finance to see how I could become the best financial analyst or best financial, consultant for companies in Nigeria back then. So I wanted to do finance. So that's where I actually dabbled into finance. Okay. So I did financial modeling. I did a training on financial modeling. I had so much fun doing that. And, from that class, all right, I saw so many opportunities within Nigeria. I am a numbers person. I like numbers. So from there, doing this particular project, from one project to the other project, I started facilitating for not just one organization in Nigeria, but for other top firms in Nigeria up to regulator level. So the likes of CBN, the likes of NDIC, I was training them on financial modeling, sensitivity analysis, scenario building, and so on and so forth. And that's the beauty about it. So one thing I like to tell most people is the skill that you have will open so many doors for you. The skill that you have will open so many doors for you. So, I learned financial analytics, not just for the fun of it, but for to see how I could add value to other people. So when you're learning a new skill, guys, okay, don't learn a new skill just so that you can get a better, not just so that you can climb the ladder within the organization that you work, but see it as your skill being a business and you can actually use it. I know people that have finished from the financial analytics training program that are currently working consulting for, startups and other organizations within Nigeria and outside Nigeria. All right. But anyways, why am I talking about this? Why did I start like this? Why am I starting this way? All right. It's essentially because of the fact that not everybody, all right, have interest in, not everybody feels like they need a lot to get started in financial analytics. I'm not a finance professional. I wasn't. I am not still a finance professional. So, but I am here today to talk about financial analytics. All right. So, you don't have to be the expert. You don't have to be, you don't have to have gone to school to study finance to become a financial analytics professional. You don't have to have worked for years to become a financial analytics professional. That's the reason why we're having this conversation today. And that's why I introduced myself to tell you I was a management consultant. I did economics in school, based on this, and that was like just the interest in numbers, interest in analytics. That's the reason why I found myself in financial analytics. So let me get to know you guys. How many of you, if you have some kind of if you have interest in finance or how to merge finance and analytics together, I want you to put a one in the chat and how we can actually make money from this. I'm whispering. I don't want everybody to hear. All right. Okay, you get remote opportunity. If you're interested to learning how to use finance, analytics, and how to merge this in order for you to gain international experience, make this a business for yourself, so on and so forth. If you're interested in that, put a 1 in the chat. Let me see it go through. All right, amazing. It's good to have you guys here on board. But I don't think I know where you guys are tuning in from, honestly speaking. Let me see. I like to know where people are tuning in from, okay? So if you are currently in the UK, I'm based in the UK. So if you're currently in Nigeria, you're currently in Ghana, Sierra Leone, I want to know where you guys are tuning in from. So what country? Nairobi, Kenya. Joyce from Nairobi. All right. Nigeria, from Nigeria, Kenya. Okay, who else? I want more people. Nigeria, UK. All right, you get me. All right. Nigeria. Okay, that's good. Quite a mix of people. Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, UK. All right, Canada. Okay. Ubichi. Okay. Ubichi, if I'm correct, from Canada. Okay, I know we still have quite a number of people that are not putting in the chat. So, but regardless of anywhere you're tuning in from, you are going to learn a lot today. Okay, you're going to learn a lot today. And you'll see practically real life example. My personal real life example is what I'm going to be using to teach you guys today. All right. So let's get started here. What are we going to be doing today? What are we going to be doing today? First, we're going to be building a dynamic and interactive Power BI dashboard. All right, that's the first thing we're going to do today. Real life example, real life scenario, real life, literally real life. When I say in real life, this is a project that I have worked on personally. All right, and I'm going to be using to explain the role of a financial analytics professional in any organization. All right. So first thing we're going to be doing is to build a dynamic and interactive Power BI dashboard. Secondly, we're going to talk about the pathway to becoming a financial analytics professional. That's the second thing. The third thing, remote opportunities. A lot of people think that finance is just, oh, let me get a finance organization. Let me just get one finance organization within Nigeria, or within your local environment. Who says there are no financial analytics professional, financial analyst roles outside the country that you can actually land? There are quite a number of financial analytics roles, job roles that are available remotely. So you can actually work as a financial analyst, a commercial analyst, financial planning and analysis organization for a company in the US, in the UK, in Germany, in France, in any other country across, in the UAE, for example, so on and so forth. All right. We're going to be exploring remote opportunities. Also, we're going to be talking about the special offer I have designed for you. All right. Special offer I have designed for you. Then number 5 is the Tenalytics Growth Internship Program. Now, this is one of the main reasons why a lot of people that have gone through Tenalytics are currently with a job at the moment, the Growth Internship Program. And I'm going to talk more about that. So if you wait to the end of the session, all right, you wait to the end of the session, you will get the recording of this session. You will notice that the session is currently recorded. So once you wait to the end of the session, you will get the recording. All right, you'll get to hear about the special offer I have for you. Then we'll talk about the internship program. So wait till the end of the session. You're going to be learning a lot of these today. All right. So the first thing, like I said, is to build an interactive and dynamic Power BI dashboard. All right. So step 1, you will need to download Power BI, obviously. Okay. So I want you guys to just listen in class today. All I want you to do is listen. Just put your earpiece, get yourself in a quiet environment, and literally just listen. Don't try to practice alongside with me. Okay. Don't try to, if Emena is doing this dashboard, I want to work in it. You will get the recording. All you need to do is just sit down. All the materials, the videos will be made available for you to practice. Okay. So just listen. That's all I want for you to do. Listen. So step 1 for this project we're going to be doing today, step 1 is to download and install Power BI. Download and install Power BI. So you see here, there's a link here I have dropped in here for you to work with. So I'm just going to mute everyone so that we don't have people unmuting themselves. All right. So step 1, download and install Power BI. Once you get the slide, you will see click here to watch. All you need to do is just click. Like I said, everything will be made available for you. So click here to watch, and it's going to take me to my browser for me to Just cancel navigation. So it's going to take me to the browser. So where I would get to watch a video. So I've made a video available. All right. So the video is available for you. All right. On our YouTube page, showed you it's a step-by-step process of how you can download Power BI onto your own personal machine, your laptop. Okay. So to walk you through the process of how to download and install Power BI. So like I said, the video is available. Just click here to watch the video. All right. Step 2, the data sets we're going to be working with today. The data sets we are going to be working with. So once you get the material, also, like I said, click here to download the data sets. Okay. So once you do that again, click here to download. All right. It's going to it's literally just going to download. Immediately you click on the button, click here to download, it's going to download automatically. All right. So you notice my downloads, you see it here, Swift stores. Okay, that's the name of the data. All right. So once you've downloaded that, that's all. Step 1, download and install Power BI. Step 2, click here to download the data sets. Okay, you see it here, click here to download. So once you have that, you move to the next thing, which is the case study, what we're going to be looking at today. All right. Now, like I said, this project is one I worked on personally, and that's what I'm going to be using to explain the role of a financial analytics professional in any organization. All right, in literally any organization. Now, in this particular, how this particular project came on, I'm going to be talking as if I'm telling a story, and that's why I want you to listen. All right. So, sometimes this happened roughly about a year and a half plus ago. Okay. So this organization reached out to, to Tenalytics. Okay. And that's to me initially. And they reached out to me and I'm like, oh, the CEO currently, okay, let me just tell you a little bit about the store. So this store, they have a chain of store. It's a retail chain. Okay. So in Nigeria, they exist in Nigeria. This is not their name. I've adjusted their names and every other thing, personal information about them. So you can't guess the store. So the store, they have a retail chain. It's a retail chain company, meaning they have stores across Nigeria in different locations across Nigeria, from Lagos, Abuja, Oyo, Ekiti, but literally across Nigeria. Okay, they were established in 2010. Okay, and that's what they do. They sell merchandise, they sell products across different regions, different places within Nigeria. That's what they do. Now, the major problem was, the financial controller attended a masterclass like this masterclass we are doing at the moment. Okay, and he reached out after the masterclass to say, "Oh, Ifemena, there is this thing my CEO is always talking about." Okay, the CEO is always complaining. And I want this class to be very interactive, okay? So the CEO is always complaining that, I don't know what's happening in Abuja, near real time. I don't know what's happening in Nigeria. I don't know what's happening in Abuja. I don't know what's happening even in Lagos, where the head office exists. He doesn't even know what's happening near real time. What's happening, like, let's say today, he gets to the office, what's the sales like today? What are the numbers for today? What is happening here? What is happening in Bauchi? What is happening in Abuja? The CEO doesn't have those information almost on a real-time basis. All right. So the CEO, while visionary and strategically inclined, lacks real-time access to essential financial data. So financial data like, what product is moving in Abuja, what's the sales number, what's the profit, what's the revenue, what's the cost, what's the loss, what products are moving, so on and so forth. Doesn't know those financial information from each region across Nigeria. So it was a very big body. So, they tried as much as they could. And one thing about knowledge is if you don't have it, you don't know what to do. All right. So everybody is used to using, Excel. It was a very manual process. They were using Excel to do reporting. Reporting was done once in a month. Okay. And when they do the reporting once in a month, the numbers in Lagos doesn't tie. The head office in Lagos, when they do their reporting, their numbers in Lagos doesn't tie to the numbers that is coming in from other region, even from a nearby city like Ibadan or your state. All right. When they do the analysis in Oyo, and they bring it to the head office or they send it to the head office, the numbers never tie. So it was a big issue. All right. So the CEO was complaining. These were the three major reasons. These were the three major issues the CEO was facing with Swift stores. All right. First thing is limited visibility. That's the first issue. Limited visibility across, all the stores that they have. So the CEO lacks immediate access to crucial financial metrics such as sales revenue, cost of goods sold, profit margins from individual stores across the regions. So if a product is not moving, or more, cut it loose and let's move to the next thing. All right, let's introduce the next product. If it's selling in another region, but it's not selling in this region, how do we move it to this region and cut our losses with that particular? Those are the kind of immediate, response that the CEO is looking to have. The second thing is delayed reporting. Like I said, they tried to do something, all right, but you see, what they tried to do was still generated on a monthly basis, every month. All right, it's only at month end the CEO will get to see what's happening across all the region. All right, it's too late. Imagine waiting almost 30 days in order for you to see what's happening in your business. Do you know the kind of frustration you're going to get? All right, from running to analytics, real time, you want to see what's happening in your business every day, every minute, not even at the end of the day. All right, almost near real time, every 1 hour. I want to see what's the movement like, what's the sales like, what are transactions like. I want to see it on a monthly, not on a monthly basis, rather, on a near real time basis, maybe hourly, maybe every 2 hours, whatever the case might be. All right. Now, regional discrepancies, okay? Disparities, okay? So different states, different regions have varying customer behavior. Products you sell in Abuja might not be the products that will do well in Ekiti. The products that will do well in Bauchi, it's not the same products that will do well in where, let's say in Bayelsa. Okay. So you see, different states, different regions have varying customer behavior, product preferences, and economic condition. You can't compare the purchasing power parity, of a customer in Lagos to that in Oyo State. All right. So you see, all these things play a good factor. And it's everything, the lifeblood, the lifeline of every organization is what? Can anybody tell me what is the lifeline of every organization? Let me see. I like to give out cash reward for people that are answering my questions. Okay. So please, if you answer my question, just be expecting something from me. So what is the lifeline? Oh, data. Fumi Ajayi is saying data, but it's not data. Okay. Data is fantastic. Data is obviously one of the lifeline, but like the major lifeline that will keep that business afloat. Communication, customer, no. All right. Finance is related to finance. So you're almost there, chin on there. Information, no. Cash. Thank you. Cash is king, man. So Fumi, you're the first person to answer my question today. Thank you. All right. It is money. If like take for example, any person that is bleeding profusely, the person is, blood is coming out of the person is likely going to die. Or the person is likely going to, something is likely going to happen to the person. Okay? It's the same thing with the business. If a business is losing money, okay, and you're waiting 30 days at the end of the month to know that, oh, this is my total loss from this business, something is wrong. That business is likely going to die on time. Do you understand? All right. But if you're seeing it early enough, all right, maybe on a daily basis or maybe on a 2 hour, 3 hours, you're seeing how you're losing money. Come on, you cut your losses short immediately. And that's why you see, those guys that are investing, they have stop loss, they have all those things. In order for you to see that you're losing so much money, cut it short and move on. So you see, money, cash is that thing, is the blood of the organization, of the business. All right. So in this particular situation, all right, having several stores across Nigeria, okay, and you don't know what's happening in those stores until the end of the month is a very big issue. Do you understand what's happening with Swift stores? If you understand what's happening with Swift stores, put one in the chat. Let's see. Let me see if people are following me. Fumi Ajayi, one, okay. Only Fumi Ajayi understands what we're doing today. Interesting. Okay. Just put a one in the chat if you understand. Okay. All right, I can see. Two. What is two? Similoluwa. Okay. this is so slow. I want the ones to come inside like, no, I just joined. Don't worry, you'll get used to it as we're going on. Don't worry, I would explain it as we go. Let me just explain it briefly once again. All right. So like I said, the CFO of this particular organization, Swift Stores, reached out to us last year. But like I said, I've adjusted the organization name and the information about the business. They reached out to us saying that the CEO is currently having issues within the organization with the way they are doing their reporting, especially the financial aspect of in terms of reporting. So you see, the CEO lacks real-time access to essential financial data from each location. So they have stores. It's a retail chain company. So Swift Store is a retail chain company, meaning that they have stores across different regions in Nigeria. Just like the way you have, which one is a very popular one in Nigeria? I would say, what's the popular store in Nigeria? I don't know what popular store you give. I'm sorry about that. In UK, in the UK, we have the likes of Co-op, we have the likes of Tesco, we have the likes ShopRite. Thank you. All right, ShopRite. Yes, something like ShopRite. So where you can go walk into like a mall. So Swiss stores is sort of runs like that also. So whereby you can go there, buy products, move out, and you go on with your life. Do you understand? So it's just a store. All right. So they have several stores across different regions in Nigeria. Now, the CEO has an issue. And what's the issue? The CEO does not know what is happening in those stores every time. Okay? It's only at the end of the month. Only at the end of the month, the CEO will now see that, oh, this product is not doing well in this region. Oh, this product is doing well in this region. It's only at the end of the month. That's the big issue. All right? You're waiting to the end of the month to know the financial performance of your business is a big issue, or of each store is a very big issue. All right. So regional disparity also, meaning that different things that are happening in different regions, based on preferences, based on the customer behavior, so on and so forth. You want to see it near real time. Take for example again, a particular product like say Samsung and iPhone. Let's say the Northerners buy more of iPhone than Samsung, while the Southerners buy more of Samsung than iPhone. So these are preference, it's basically preference. But how do you know? Do you wait till the end of the month before you find out that this is what's happening? Meanwhile, you've overstocked in one region while you should have more stocks across regions. So you can see how you can sell more of a particular product over the other one. So you see, those are the things that you want to make decisions faster. You want to make decisions very, very fast. Okay. So who has heard about Nike's new strategic innovation? The way they strategize now. Has anybody heard about the way Nike actually Nike? All right, the way they now how they build up their strategy. Has anybody heard about it? Has anybody heard of the way Nike now builds up their strategy, or how they strategize? Has anybody heard of it? No or yes? Let me see in the chat. No. Okay. All right. So Nike, the way we do 10-year strategy plan, 5-year strategy plan. So Nike doesn't do 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, the way Nigeria will do 10 years strategic planning. All right. They don't do that anymore. There's no long-term planning. Now, they are doing what? 3 months. 3-month strategic planning. So it's not about now, strategy is not about who thinks best. It's not about who thinks the smartest. It's about implementation, how fast you can implement. Strategy is not about the best strategy or we want to plan for the best strategy. Strategy is based on who implements the best and who implements the fastest. So they don't do 5, 10 years strategic plan. They're doing 3 months. 3-month strategic planning. All right. So every 3 months, their strategy is always changing, always changing. All right. So that's the same thing, and what is facilitating this change is data, the access to data. All right, let's jump into this particular case study. We're going to be looking at how we can build, a real-time or near real-time analytics using Power BI. Okay. So like I said at the start of the session, All right, you should have Power BI installed. Watch this video, watch this particular video, and all you need to do is download and install Power BI. Okay. So once you have Power BI installed, all you need to do is launch. Go to your browser. So let me just stop sharing. Okay. So all you need to do is go to your browser. Go to your desktop and type in Power BI desktop. So once you click on that, this page is going to pop up. Okay. This is Power BI right here. This is Power BI. Okay. So this Power BI, I'm going to be building a report today for Fifth Stores. I'm going to open up the data so we can see the data also. All right, quickly. Give me a second. I'm launching the data now, so you see the data real quick. All right, so this is the data. All right. This is the data for Swift Stores. You see it here, Swift Stores data table. So this is the data, and I'm going to explain the data now to you so you understand. All right. So whenever somebody buys a product in Swift Stores, you go there, you have to get a receipt. Okay. You have to get a receipt, you have to get your information. Whenever you buy something, they are pointing it into a machine and it's printing out a receipt for you after you pay, so on and so forth. So, everything, these are the transactions. So each line is a transaction. So looking at this particular transaction now, okay, this is the date the transaction took place. So this particular transaction took place on the 9th of February, 2016. On the 19th of February, 2016. The customer age was 29. The customer gender was female. The state where this particular person purchased this product was in Abia State. Okay, country was Nigeria, obviously. All right. Product category was accessory. So they sell different products. Okay, so this one was classified as accessory. Subcategory was keyboard. So you see, under accessories, you have quite a number of products. Okay, so you see keyboard, you would see wristwatch. This person purchased the wristwatch, and so on and so forth. So they sell a lot of products, anyways. You get to see it as we go on. Now, the financial metrics, we're looking at, quantity, we are looking at unit cost, and we have the unit price. So this is the information that was provided for us, okay, that was given to us in order for us to build a report, a near real-time report for this organization. All right. So, like I said, each line is a transaction. Each line is a transaction. So this transaction happened on the 19th of February, 2016. The customer age was 29. Customer gender was female. The state the transaction took place was in Abia State, country Nigeria. Product was accessory, but the product the person purchased was a keyboard. All right. The person bought one keyboard. The unit cost was 80 and the unit price was 109. Now, let me explain this unit cost and unit price. But anyways, I'll explain to it when I get into Power BI. All right, I'll explain when I get into Power BI. That will be easier for me to explain when I get there. All right. So this is the data. This is what was given to us. Okay. All right. So we need to take this data now. We need to take this data and bring it into Power BI. So Power BI is a beautiful tool. Has anybody worked with Power BI yet or used Power BI currently on their day-to-day activities? Does anybody use Power BI? Drop a 1 in the chat if you currently use Power BI. If you currently use Power BI, drop a 1 in the chat. Okay, Caleb. Okay, Andy. Okay, yes, but not regularly. Don't worry, after today's session, you use it regularly. Okay, not yet. So I have some people using Power BI, but if you don't use Power BI, I will walk you through the entire process. Okay, don't worry. Okay, so looking at this, okay, this is the data set. Okay, this is the data set. This is what they are currently using. All right, this is where the data is stored. Okay. Well, obviously, this particular situation would not give me permission to build a near real-time data, okay, near real-time. So I cannot be able to, in an actual business scenario, the data will be connected to a database, okay? But because we don't have that time, we don't have that resources for this kind of class for you to practice alongside with, we'll give you Excel for you to start, okay? You start working with Excel. All right. But ideally, in an organization, they would have a system like QuickBooks, for example, or Sage or Salesforce or something, they would have like a database where all the transaction across all this region will be feeding into. All right. So you see Power BI, you can with Power BI, if you click on get data, you can connect to different places, database. You see database here. So you can connect to SQL Server, okay? You can connect to Oracle database. You can connect to IBM data. You can connect to PostgreSQL. You can connect to SAP HANA. You can connect to Amazon Redshift. You can connect to any kind of database, all right? And even if it is not a database, if it is other services like what you have, Google Sheets, you have let me look for other song that is Survey Monkey, all right? Any other services that you use within your organization, you can still search and see if it's available. Take, for example, Salesforce, okay? You can connect to a Salesforce, you can connect to other, there are quite a number of things you can connect to. So you can connect to Excel, you can connect to a CSV document, you can connect to PDF, you can connect to any form of, quite a number. I think there are hundreds of places you can connect Power BI to. So now the beauty about this here is in this organization now, all you need to do is identify where all this data is located and connect Power BI to the source, to where the data is connected to. All right. So, but for this particular situation, our data is in Microsoft Excel. Our data is in Microsoft Excel. So we're going to be connecting Power BI to Microsoft Excel. All right. Our data is in Excel. All right. So I'm going to don't save. All right. So step one, like I said, what I would say is, like I'll reiterate it several times, all you need to do is listen. Just listen. You're going to be fine. All right. So click on Get Data, okay? In order for you to bring the data into Power BI, all right? So currently, Power BI, there is no data. You see, you haven't loaded any data yet. You haven't loaded any data yet. So there's no data inside Power BI. The data is still in that CSV file, that Excel file that I showed you just now. All right. So to bring that data into Power BI for analysis, okay, I'll click on Get Data and I'll click on text/CSV. Text/CSV. So it's very easy for you to know the kind of file you're dealing with. So if you come here, this is the file, Swift Stores Data Table. You'll see it here, the type of file, it's a Excel, separated value file. So this is the file. So once you click on the file, you'll see this type and you'll see Microsoft Excel, separated value file. So it is called CSV. CSV. That's what they call a CSV file. So once you click on that, once you come here, once you click on Get Data, you'll see it here, text/CSV. Text/CSV. All right. Click on that and navigate to where. So currently, that particular document is in the document currently is in my download folder. It's currently in my downloads. So if you move yours to desktop, go to your desktop. If you move yours to a particular folder, navigate to that particular folder. All right. So I'm going to go to downloads, okay, and I'll click on Swift Stores. Okay, that's this is the data. Okay, and I'll click on open. I'll click on open. So what I have done just now in terms of analytics is what we call ETL. Okay. In this process, this particular process, that just happened is what we call ETL. So this process, the first thing I did, does anybody know the meaning of ETL? Let me test you guys. For the people that are using Power BI, this should be easy for you. Extract, transform, and load. James is the second person I'm going to be, giving my cash reward to. Okay, so if you answer a question in my class, you get something at the end. All right. So for you that are just starting, if you've not heard of ETL, I'm going to explain it. Okay. All right. So the E here is for extract. 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 Pardon my writing, okay? Extract. The T is for transform. You want to transform the data. Transform the data. Transform. Okay? And the last one here is L, which is to load the data. Load the data. So we have extract, transform, and load. So whenever you're working with Power BI, okay, when you're working with Power BI, the first thing you want to do, step one, is to extract the data. All right. The first thing you need to do is to extract the data. You already know that Power BI does not come with data. Power BI doesn't come with data. You see it here, you haven't loaded any data yet. In order for you to bring data into Power BI, you need to extract the data. That's the first thing. You need to extract the data. So initially, the data was in that Excel format. It was in that Excel document. You needed to extract the data from that Excel document and bring it into Power BI. Okay, you needed to extract the data from that Excel document and bring it into Excel, into Power BI. The same thing will happen if you connected it to a PDF document. The same thing will happen if you're connected to a database, to Sage, to Salesforce, or any other, database system that you're using in your organization. So the first thing you need to do is to extract. Okay, so that's what we've done now. That is what we've done. So you see, the data initially was in Excel. Okay, well, we have extracted the data. You see it here, the date, the customer age, customer gender, the customer gender, the age, customer gender, state, country, product category, subcategory, quantity, unit cost, and unit price. Okay, so the data now is in Power BI. Step two, you see it here, transform. All right, always remember the process. Okay, it is called E, C, then L. Extract. We have extracted the data currently from Excel into Power BI. Step one, done and dusted. Step two, transform. You see it here, transform the data. All right. Step two is to transform. So let's transform. Let's click on transform. All right. So all you need to do is click on transform and you would transform the data. So Power BI is free of charge, it's not paid. You don't need to pay anything, it's free of charge. Okay. All right. It's free of charge. You're not paying for it. It doesn't require you to pay. So the data now that used to be in Excel is now inside Power BI. Step one, step two, done and dusted. All right. So the data that used to be in Excel is now inside of Power BI. And this is where we're going to be doing our analysis. Okay. So you see the date is there, the customer age, the customer gender, the state, the country, the product, the subcategory, the quantity, the unit cost, and the unit price. All right. So this is basically it. I'm not going to be doing any transformation because of time. Okay. So the last but not the least, the last but not the least step, you see it here, close and apply. All you need to do is just click on close and apply. Close and apply. That's the next step. So it will take that data and load it into Power BI. You'll see it here. See load. See the load here. All right. I'm going to do that again so you see it. So you see load. So you extract the data, you transform the data, and you load the data. So you see now, if I click on the table view, you'll see all the data that used to be in Excel. All right, that used to be in Excel. I'll open it again for you to see exactly the data. All right, this data used to be in Excel, but now it is inside Power BI. This data used to be in Excel, all right, but now it is in Power BI. Now, with this Power BI, I can do all sorts of reporting. I can build all sorts of reporting. Okay, that's the beauty of what we want to do today. For this class today, we are going to be building a report for the CEO. So the CEO can know financial metrics that is happening, based on financial metrics, what is happening in Lagos, what's happening in Abuja, what's happening in Borno, what's happening in Bayelsa, Rivers, so on and so forth, literally across the states. That's what we want to build for the CEO. All right. So I'm going to close this. I don't need to work with Excel. Everything now is inside Power BI. Let's go back to our reports. All right. So for the first thing I'm going to do, okay? All right, for this, let's look at this. We have quantity, we have unit cost, and we have unit price. Okay, we have quantity, we have unit cost, and unit price. Now let me test you guys. All right, what financial metrics can we calculate based on these three columns? What financial metric can we calculate based on the three columns that we have here? Profits. Thank you very much. The first thing I have there is profits. Okay, revenue. 2. XLTY said profit, which is correct. The second one is revenue, correct. What's the third one? We have a third one. Cost. Yes, thank you. Total cost. Okay, we have revenue, we have cost, we have revenue, and we have profits. 3 things. So at each time, in terms of profitability, I want to know what branch is making profits. I want to know what store, what location is profitable at every point in time. Do you understand? Do you know what that means? I want to be knowing that, oh, this month you are profitable. As of yesterday, you made a loss. What happened? I want to know the number of products you sold. I want to know the products you sold. I want to know those things that I want to have vital information. Profitability is a good one. All right. But we're also going to be looking at revenue, and we're also going to be looking at cost. Now, looking at what we have here, let me explain this in terms of business. Okay. In terms of business, let me explain this. All right. So even if you are not a business person, don't worry, you will understand. Okay. I'll explain to you the way you understand. Now, let's make an assumption. Let's forget about Swift polls at the moment. Let's forget about them. Let's take you as a person. Let's just give this person's name. I'm going to draw a person, okay? I'm going to draw a person. Pardon my drawing, okay? I'll put a smiley face, okay? Ah, fantastic, handsome. So let's give this person a name. What name should we give this person? Quickly. What name should we give this person? All right? Efe. All right. This is Efe Mena. Okay. All right. This is Efe. E-F-E. All right. So Efe, yeah? Efe is an entrepreneur. Okay? Efe is an entrepreneur. Efe buys products from, let's say, AliExpress. AliExpress. Pardon my writing. I'm using my mouse to write. I should have gotten a pad to write this. All right. So Ali buys, let's say, shoes from AliExpress. Shoes. All right. Ali buys shoes from AliExpress. AliExpress, you can buy products at a very cheap rate. So he buys these shoes at $20 per pair. All right. $20 per pair. All right. Per pair. All right. So every shoe is $20. Let's just assume all the shoes are $20. Okay. Now, I say if you buy shoes from AliExpress, okay, $20 per pair, okay. All right. Now, those shoes, if you come to Nigeria to sell them, okay, we'll come to Nigeria to sell those shoes. All right. Now, if you will sell it at maybe, let's say $50, if you will sell it $50, obviously he wants to make money. So he's adding $30 instead of, the cost price. Okay. So this $20 is called the cost price. Is the cost price. Cost. That's the cost. Okay. And this right here is the selling price. I'll call it SP. Is the selling price. Okay, is the selling price. All right. So let's take an assumption. Let's make another assumption that this person, if a man bought 100 pieces of shoes. Okay. So that is what? Total cost. Total cost will be what? What will be the total cost? What will be the total cost? So if a man bought 100 shoes at the rate of $20, what will be the total cost? 2,000 USD. Total cost. So if Femena has spent 2,000 USD, the total cost was $2,000. Now, if Femena sells all these shoes, total revenue. Total revenue. Okay, if Femena sells all the shoes for $50 per pair, okay, all right. So that will be what? The same 100 shoes at $50, okay, that will be what? Total revenue will be 5,000. Total revenue would be 5,000. All right. Now, what will be my profit now? Let me see. And all of you will be good with profits. What will be my profit? 3,000. Thank you. All right. 3,000. That will be 5,000, which is total revenue. Okay. Minus 2,000. All right. We give me what? $3,000 profit. You guys should start business or start buying shoes from AliExpress. All right. So let me explain this now. So you see this cost right here, this cost we have here, this cost price, this is it here. This is the unit cost. Now, for this particular product, keyboard, all right, for the organization Swift Stores, buying this directly or making manufacturing or whatever, if they're buying from a third party, if they're importing it, the cost price of a keyboard is $14. All right. The cost price of them importing keyboard into Nigeria is $14. That's for Swift Stores. All right. But they are selling it. Okay. Selling price. Selling price is what? All right. $16, $16.5. So they are buying it from the international market at $14, bringing it into Nigeria. Okay. Selling it, they're selling it at $16. So what's that? So there's like a 2.5 markup, okay, in terms of profit. All right, 2.5 exactly. Okay, now in terms of quantity, this person bought two in terms of quantity. That's our quantity that we have here. This is the quantity. This person bought 100, if you bought 100 and sold 100, but in this scenario it was just two. So based on these numbers, we're going to be calculating three key things, okay? Based on these numbers, we're going to be calculating total cost, we're going to be calculating total revenue, and we're going to be calculating profits. Those are the three things we will be calculating, all right? Total cost, total revenue, and profit are the things we are going to be calculating today. Okay, so now let's quickly do this. Now, first thing first, you see when you click on data table, okay, you see new column, click on new column, is to create a new column for you. Okay, like I said, we're creating three new calculations, we're calculating three new things. All right, I'll zoom in here so that you can see my formula properly. All right. So now let's do this. The first thing we'll calculate is total cost. Can anybody tell me how to calculate my total cost? Okay, or let me just say cost. I'll just call it cost or T_cost. Okay, what will be my cost? What will be my total cost for this one? Can anybody try? Let's see who's going to try. Let's see who is going to try. T_cost. So I want to know the cost. Quantity multiplied by unit cost. Thank you very much. So I want to know my total cost, correct? So my total cost, I'm going to be this particular transaction, this person bought a keyboard, okay? This person bought a keyboard, all right? Purchased two keyboards, and I'm looking for the total cost. So the cost price of this product is $14. So meaning that Swift Store, Swift Store incurred the cost of what? About $28. Let's calculate it. All right, let's calculate it real quick. Okay, sorry. So Swift Store's quantity, that would be quantity. Okay, I'm going to zoom out so you can see my formula. I can see everything I'm doing properly. Okay, so you see it here, quantity, okay, multiplied by unit cost, unit price, I mean, let me just type in price, unit cost, sorry, unit cost. Sorry. Okay, unit cost. Okay, so for me to get my total cost, I am doing what? Quantity, okay, multiplied by unit cost will give me what? So for this particular transaction, okay, for this particular transaction, like I said, each line is a transaction. So this transaction, this one now happened on 4th of February 2016. The customer's age was 45. The customer was a male customer. The states, this transaction happened in Lagos. The country is Nigeria. The product was accessory. The subcategory is keyboard. This person purchased 2 keyboard. So meaning that for this particular transaction, this business, Swift Store, incurred $28. They incurred $28 to certify this transaction. They incurred $28. All right. So now, in order for us to know in terms of revenue, so they incurred $28, but how much did they get in return? How much did the business? So let's say T revenue. All right. What's revenue? Revenue will be what? Can anybody guess? Will be quantity again, then quantity multiplied by price. Will be price. So they're selling it, they bought it at $14, but they're selling it $16. So that's my revenue. All right. So you see it here, $33. So they incurred a cost of $28 to buy keyboard. They're now selling it at $32. They're selling it at $33. All right. So in order for me to know my profits now, what will be my profits? Okay. And then what will be profits? What will be my profits? What will be my profits? Anybody? Exactly. TR minus TC. That is total revenue minus total cost. Total revenue minus total cost. That is total revenue. All right. Minus total cost will give me $5. So for this transaction now, you see it. For this transaction, Swift Store is making a profit of $5 for this transaction. So I can see profit by transaction. Each transaction that takes place in Swift Stores. Now, I know if that transaction is profitable or not. So let's see, we made some losses. I know we made some losses. Let's look at one of the lost transactions. So you can see some of the transaction, we are making losses on some of the transaction. So by just clicking the drop down, I would see some of the transactions. So let me look at the loss. Let me look at one of the loss. Let's look at it. So looking at this particular one, okay? This one was on the 2nd of August, 2015. The customer age is 31. The customer gender is a male. The state is Bayelsa. Country, Nigeria. Product category, phones. What type of phone? The person purchased an Infinix phone. All right. Quantity is 1. The person purchased one Infinix phone. One unit cost was $2,384. The unit price was $1,448. Probably they're running a discount, and that's what really led to a reduction in price. Or maybe it was end of the month, Black Friday, blah blah blah, or something. All right, we don't know until we find out. But this is where data comes in. This is where data helps you identify where you're having issues within your organization. All right. So unit price is $1,447. All right. So essentially, at the end of everything, they're making a loss on this transaction of $937. All right. So that's it. Okay. Well, obviously, we have a lot of transactions. We cannot be looking at them one after the other. We have a lot of transactions in here. If I look at it, we have about, you see it here, 34, where my mouse is. Let me draw a big circle over there for you to see. So we have 34,000 transactions, 34,000 rows of data, 34,866 rows of data. That's 34,000 plus transactions. So we can analyze it one transaction at a time. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to build a report for the CEO. for the CEO to see Lagos total revenue, total profit, total cost. So this is what's happening in Lagos. This is what's happening almost on a near real-time basis. This is what's happening in those key regions. Now, do you understand what we're doing so far? Let me see. Let me see. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a grasp of what we're doing so far, or if you know. Okay. All right, great. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. How did you get revenue? Don't worry, you'll see the video. Okay. Similulu, I've been pressing 2 so far. All right. Okay. So don't worry. If you're just listen, you're going to be, when you get the recording, you will get a full understanding of what we are doing. All right. So now let's take it one step further. We have to build a report. The CEO, let me add one thing first. So in Power BI, we have a lot of visualization. You see it here. We have quite a number of visualizations in here. All right, quite a number of visualizations. So I'll click the drop down and you see the number of visualizations we have. Beautiful. All right. So Power BI is always changing the way the looks and feel of how the dashboard of how Power BI looks like. I think this is based on the most recent updates. Okay. All right. It's based on the most recent updates. So you see you have bar and column charts, you have line and area charts, you have waterfall, you have pie, you have map, you have gauge, you have card, KPI, so on and so forth, you know. So now I'm going to start with a map, okay? I'm going to start with a map. Let's start with a map. All right. So in this map here, sorry, give me a second. Right, this is acting up. Sorry. Okay, I don't know. I'm guessing my screen is acting up. I'm not sure why this is not going away from it. All right, you know what? Better still, just gonna delete everything I have here. All right, so I'm just gonna delete everything and start all over. All right, so you see, I'm gonna start with a map. Okay, so with this map here, I have location. Currently, I have location here. With this map, all you need to do, like I said, is very simple. Click the drop down, you'll see map. I'm going to click on the first map. All right. So once the map comes in, I would see location, legend, latitude, longitude, bubble size, so on and so forth. Okay. So now currently in my data, I have state, correct? I have state, which is like a location, is a location. So Lagos State, the location, Abia, Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bauchi. These are all these places I have 3 stores. This is where they have a store currently. So they have in all, maybe in all regions in Nigeria. We'll see currently nowadays when we do the visualization. So I'm going to click on add data. You see location, and I'm going to click on states. Okay. And this is going to come out. Boom, shakalaka. I can see all the states currently where I have stores in Nigeria. I can see all the states where I have a store in Nigeria. All right. But now this is just showing me that I have stores in all these parts in Nigeria. So this is where, this is Lagos, this is Ogun, this is Oyo, this is Kaduna, this is Abuja, Federal Capital Territory, this is that's Abuja, Niger, this is what? Kebbi, Sokoto, Zamfara. You see, these are places where the stores, they have stores at the moment. But now, what is that thing that you want to use to separate each store? What's that thing you want to use to separate to say that, oh, this store is doing better than this store? Off the chart, from the base, from the actual knowledge, from the base itself. It's profits. What is profit I want to use as a base of saying that this store is doing better than this particular store? So over here, you see bubble size, bubble size, bubble size. And somebody say bubble. Okay, bubble size. So you see each side, all the bubble currently, they're all the same size. They are all the same size. Okay, they're all the same size. All right. So if I want to do this now, I'm going to say that based on the bubble size, okay, I want to use profit. Profit. You know, we calculated profit already. There was no profit in our data, but currently we have calculated profit. All right. All right. You can see profit here. Profit. We've calculated profit. So based on profit, I want to use that as a bubble size, bubble. All right. profit. I'm going to click on bubble size. You see add data, click on add data, and you see profit. Click on profit. Okay, boom. Now I can see the places where I am making the most revenue in all the stores I have available. So let's take a look at it real quick. All right, let's take a look at this. So in Lagos State, I'm making a profit of about $393. In Abuja, I'm making a profit of $300 plus dollars. Same thing in Bauchi and the same thing in Borno. I'm doing the same. I'm making more. I'm making these are you can see the bubble size. So the bigger the bubble size, the bigger your profit. Okay. So it looks like I'm making the most from Lagos State, anyways. That's 393,000 plus profits. Then in Abuja is 320. All right. In Anambra, 217. In Abia, 207. Akwa Ibom, 200. And so I can see everything. So places like this, like you can say I'm making a loss in Kebbi. I'm making a profit. It's not much, but 302 in terms of dollars. Okay. All right. And you can see every state here. All right. States Taraba, $243. But this is not all. The CEO is not impressed. The CEO will probably be impressed a little with what you have done here so far. All right. Might just be impressed, but let's take it one step further. Let's take it one step further and do like a proper financial analysis report. Okay. So let's take it one step further. So over here, I'm going to create a new tab. Okay. I'm going to just say general, yeah, I'll put general store locations. Okay, general store locations. That's what I'm going to call it. General store locations. All right. Now I'm going to create a new page and I'm going to call this, financial reports. Financial reports by store. Okay. Financial reports by store. That hashtag is not needed, so I'll delete it. All right. So now I want to build a very brief financial report. A very brief financial report. So I'm going to click on insert. I usually like to insert a text box. So I'm going to say inside that text box, I'm going to write financial reporting dashboard. Okay. Financial reporting dashboard. There's no V in that. And this is dash. There's an H here somewhere. All right. And I'm going to put the name Swift. Probably let me just put it in capital letter. Swift stores. Okay. So this is my header, basically. This is my header. So I'll format it. You need to highlight it first before you format. So I'm going to bolden it. I'm going to change the color to white. Okay. I'll tell you why I'm changing to white because I want to change the background. Okay. So now currently it's white and the background is white. So what I'll do is I'll come to, format your visual. All right. So when you click on this, okay. Or let me just do what I'll just do. Because of time, I'll just change the text to red. All right. Make it bigger. Okay. Make it bigger. Font size 24. Font size 24 to make it big, or maybe 20. All right. We're going to do something very interesting, things that you might not know you can actually do with Power BI. We're going to do it today. So just sit back, relax, and just listen. All right. So we're going to do financial reporting. This is 20, but it still feels very big. I'll reduce it to 18. Okay. Okay. Financial reporting. All right. Sorry, I don't like this thing coming out, so I'll take it out. All right. So with that, okay, so this is the first thing that we have here. The first thing we have there, that's exactly, just gonna see. Sorry, I want to add something to my report, so it's easy for me to walk around. Sorry, just give me a second. All right. Anyways, we'll come back to that if I can. So the only thing I want to add here is a border. I want to add a border around my text box. Very simple. So click on the text box, click on format. Okay, you see format over here. You see properties. Okay. Visual size and style, and you see background, visual border. I'm gonna turn it on. Okay, so it's just this border. I need a border around this. Not that I need, but it's just visually, it's better when you have a border around it so people can measure. Okay, so now financial metrics. Okay, financial metrics. Now, what financial metrics we're going to do? I'm going to bring in a card. Okay, a card. So, what I want to do essentially, let me tell you exactly what I want to do. I want the CEO to be able to, when the CEO hovers his mouse around this particular point, all right? When the CEO hovers his mouse currently at this point in time in Lagos, the CEO will only see sum of profits. If the person hovers his mouth, the CEO hovers his mouse around Bernie, you'll see the only thing that you see there is sum of profit 1, 2, 4, 3, 4, 8. But that's not enough. I want to be able to, I want to build a very dynamic dashboard that once the CEO comes to Burnham, will see all the things that he needs to see that is happening in Burnham. Do you understand? I don't want him to be moving from one place to the other. Financial analysis in this place. You go and click on this one, go and click on that. I want the CEO to, very intuitive. This is the map of where we have all our stores. All right. All right. You can just hover your mouse and you see a full report of what's happening in Burnham. Come here, click, you don't even need to click, just hover your mouse around the circle. All right, you will see Bauchi, you see all the things that's happening in Bauchi. In Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, you'll see everything, you will see another report. So that's what I want to do for the CEO. And that's what I'm doing here. A very brief report. All right. So this card, this one here, I'm going to be using it to display four financial metrics. 4 financial metrics. Okay, and I'm going to start. The first one is total transaction. So if the CEO comes here and hovers his mouse around Bonu, I want the CEO to see the total number of transactions that took place in Bonu. Okay, all right. So let's do that real quick. So total number of transactions. If you remember at the beginning, and I've said it several times, each line is a what? Let me see. We remember each line in the data. So you see this line, each line is a what? Each line is a what? Each line is a what? Each line is a transaction. Thank you very much. Each line is a transaction. So this person bought keyboard. You see other people will come and buy laptop, another person will come and buy t-shirt, another person will buy. So each line is a transaction essentially. All right. So if I want to know the total number of transactions, I will just count all the rows in the data to give me the total number of transactions. So all I need to do in order for me to know how many transactions, I just need to count how many rows. Okay. This is row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6, row 7. So all I need to do now is count how many rows I have. So in order for me to do that, I would use what we call a measure. Okay. So I'll use a measure. So right click and you see new measure. Okay. New measure. All right. And I'm going to do this. Okay. So you see on the top here, you see measure. All right. So I'm going to say first thing, total transaction. Total transaction. All right. Total transaction equals to. So there is a formula inside Power BI. Okay. There's a function, There's a function called count rows. All right. You see it here. It will help you count all the rows in your data. All right. It's as simple as that. And I'll just put in the name of the table, which is Swift Store Data. So what this formula will do is it will go to that data and start counting row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6, row 7. Count all the rows in the data, all right? And gives you the total number, all right? So that's what this is going to do. Count rows. You're telling Power BI, okay, Power BI, go and count all the rows in this data. And the name, when the result comes out, it will give it total transaction. So if I press enter, it's going to give me, you see it here, total transaction. Let me collapse this one. Sorry. I don't need filters just yet. All right. So if I come back to, you see it here, total total revenue, total transaction, I mean. All right, total transactions. Okay, and that's what I have here. So now all I need to do is just, you see drag, just drag it, drag, the way you drag people on Twitter, bring that same energy to this place. Drag, you see total transaction, drag it and drop it inside the visual, inside that card that you brought in. Okay, and you see 35,000. So total transaction is 35,000. So now the problem here, I don't like K. 35K is very subjective. If it is 34,589, if it is 34,200 and something, it will give you 35K straight up. Okay, so this K here is not, in terms of analytics, is not very good. Okay, you don't round up to the nearest whole number. All right, when you're doing transactions, profit, cost, especially for finance, every penny, every single number counts. All right, every single number counts. So what I'm going to do is I want to remove this K. All right, I want to remove this K. I'll click on format. You see this format here? So anytime you want to make any form of adjustment to your visualization, you see format over here. All right. So the size and the style, the title, the call out value, so on and so forth. So what I want to make changes to at this point in time is the call out value. Okay. So I will change it. You see, display units is currently in automatic. So I will say none. I don't want thousands, I don't want in billions, I don't want in billions, I don't want in trillions, I want none. So once I click on none, you see it's actually 34,866. So this thing, as Power BI has rounded up to 35,000. So it's actually not 35,000. So if you're doing the report and you're saying it's 35K, all right, meanwhile you have added about how many? That's 140 something for the 4 or something to the numbers, all right, in terms of transaction. That's a lot of numbers, all right? So you don't want to add the K. You don't want to use just K in terms of transaction, all right? So that's 30, okay. So 34, thank you very much, yeah. All right, so looking at this here, I also want to put a border. It's a very simple report. I'm not doing something too fancy. So it's just a quick and dirty report. Okay, so you see exactly what you can do in Power BI, the financial analyst. All right, so 34,000. Just going to add in terms of properties, nothing much. Let me see, size and style, border, visual border. I'm going to switch it on. Okay, visual border. I'm going to switch it on. So you see, I just have like a black line around it. Nothing serious, nothing too serious. All right, I'll copy and paste below. Just Control C, Control V. So all I need to do, once I've created the first one and I like it, I will press Control C and Control V to copy and paste. So like I want 4 transactions. Copy, paste. All right, copy, paste, 4 transactions. Okay, 4 visualizations, I mean, sorry. So I have total transaction. This one here, I want it to represent total profit. No, total cost. Sorry. I want it to represent total cost. So this value here, instead of, this is total number of transaction, I want total cost over here, total revenue over here, and profit over here. Okay, so let's quickly do it. Right click and new measure. All right, so this one will be total cost. Okay, total cost will be the sum. Will be the sum. All right, will be the sum of. So let me zoom out so you can see the column itself. So if I come to my, I'm just going to cut this and I'll explain this. So if I sum up all this, the entire column, if I sum up this entire column, it will give me my total cost of all the transactions. So this will sum up all the transactions together and give me 2 million, 5 million, 10 million. So whatever it is, I want to sum up all my costs on each transaction. So I have all this transaction. On this particular transaction, I incur the cost of $28. On this transaction, I incur the cost of $87. On this transaction, I incur the cost of $135. So in total, how much is everything? I don't want to be looking at each transaction. I want to sum everything up together. So that will be 28 plus 87 plus 135 plus 50 plus 75. I want to sum up everything together. So that's what I want to do. So right click, new measure. All right. will be total cost, okay, equals to sum, okay, sum, sorry, I'm not sure what's happening. Sum, okay, so it'll be total cost, T underscore cost. All right, so sum of total cost, that column, total cost, and I'll press enter. Okay, so that's my total cost. The next one is revenue. I'll do the same thing for revenue. So total revenue, okay, would be the sum of revenue. Okay, sum of T revenue. All right, and the last but not the least is profits. So that will be profit or loss. Because currently, I don't know if I'm making a profit or I'm making a loss. I'll say profit or loss, all right, equals to sum. So profit or loss will be the sum of what? Let me see who is following me. Will be the sum of, based on the column that we created, will be the sum of profit, exactly. Okay, I'll press enter. Okay, exactly. All right, so once I press enter, I have a new column here. So this one, I'm going to remove it. For this one, I don't need transactions. All right, for this one, I'm going to select total cost, total cost. So I 20 million. All right, that's a lot. For this one, I'm going to change it from, this will be total revenue. Okay, and this one here would be profits. Will be profits. Wait, no, not that. Profit or loss. So currently, profit or loss. Yes. So currently, you can see we are actually making a profit of $2 million. Okay, currently in total, $2 million. Now let me give you a tip. I've not gotten to where I want to get to, but let me give you a tip of what I'm looking for or what I want to do. So what I want to do currently is so once you click on format, click on the actual dashboard itself, click on the actual dashboard, ensure that nothing is selected. All right, click on format. Okay, you would see canvas settings. Okay, sorry, background filter pane. Let me move this things around. Give me a second. Page information, standard type, tooltip. Okay, so what we're looking for here in page information, you see page type. I'll change it to tooltip. Okay, tooltip. All right, and that's it. So show tooltip on. Don't worry, I'll show you when I get there. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to come back to this particular page. Click on this visualization. All right, click on this visualization. All right, and now I'll look for size and style, no, title, bubble, category, label. Map settings, control, bubble, title, tooltip, properties, and I'm looking for tooltip. So when I click on tooltip, report page would be, I'll click on, you see, financial reporting store. I'll click on financial reporting store, and that's what I'll do. So now, initially, let me change it back to what it was before. So initially, it only showed me the sum of profits for each place. It only showed me the sum of profit currently. But what I want to do is give me a financial report when I hover my mouse around each of the states. So I'll change it from auto to this report, to this financial report by store. So you see it here. Once you click the drop down, it will take you to financial report by store. All right. Now, if I hover my mouse around it, it's going to give me a report. So in this particular, in Lagos State, I've not finished the report. So you see the full report. So in Lagos State, I'm currently seeing 10,000 transactions. So in Lagos State, we had 10,000 transactions. The total cost was 5.6 million. So we incurred 5.6 million in Lagos State. We generated revenue of 6 million, and currently we're making a profit of $393,000. All right. Now let's look at another state. This is another state. This is currently I've not finished that report, but this is exactly what I'm looking for. So once you're hovering your mouse around this, I can easily see number of transactions, the total cost, total revenue, and my profitability. So in this particular scenario, looking at this tiny state now, only 70 transactions, all right? Total cost was $39, all right? Okay, total cost was $39. Profit or loss, we're making a loss of $1,000 in this particular region. So you see, that's exactly what I want. So easily on a near real-time basis, I want the CEO to be able to make decisions to see what's happening, in each of the stores across the country. All right. So I'll just build this report in the next very quickly, just because of time. We don't have too much time. All right. So exactly, don't worry, I'm going to treat that now. Okay, you see this. So if I do something real quick, just slight adjustment. So what I'll do is I'll bring in a card, okay, and I would add states to the card. Okay, so I'll add states to the card. Very simple, and I'll put it here like this. I think I want to reduce the. Let me just leave it like this for now. All right. So now I just put Abia here. Currently it's showing Abia, but anytime I hover my mouse now around this, it's going to change to Lagos. You see Lagos is there. This currently tiny one here is Oyo. If I change to this one, I can see Edo there. I can now see Anambra. And you see, as I am changing this is changing by itself. All right. But that's basically that's what I want to do. So anyways, quickly, I'm going to make slight adjustment to these. We don't have too much time. So I'm just going to be making, some adjustment. First of all, is the size of this. This thing is too big. I don't want it to be that big. So I can change it to size of 30, the font size 30. All right. And I want to do the rest also to that same size, 30. All right. And this also to 30. Also this to 30. All right. So this is literally what we did for this guy. Okay. Well, way more comprehensive than what we are doing today. Way more comprehensive than what we did for this organization. All right. So if you're currently looking at what to do in your organization, please reach out. You can actually reach out to us and we would work with you. We work with companies across Nigeria, across the world. All right. So anyways, the next thing I want to do is the decimal places. I don't want the decimal places. So total cost, I'm going to change it to 0 decimal places. Comma. Okay. This one also. That's total cost, total revenue. I've dealt with total revenue. Total revenue, I'm going to reduce the decimal places to 0, add a comma. And total profit or loss, I'm going to do the same thing, 0, and press enter. Okay, and press comma. All right. So, anyways, quickly, I don't want to take too much. I know you guys, today is Saturday, you guys should be chilling at home. But for you guys that are doing this on a daily basis, these are things that will make your life easier times in ways you cannot comprehend. All right. So I'm just going to reduce the size so I have more space on my dashboard to do maybe some brief other visualization. So the next thing I want to do, okay, currency. Thank you very much. Anyways, we can add currencies. We could do other things we want to do. Slightly behind schedule at the moment. Okay. All right. So quickly, I want to add a line chart to see the progression. I want to add a line chart to see a timely progression. What's happening monthly, month on month, during the year. All right. So I'm going to add a line chart. Okay. I want to add a line chart. I'll bring it up here, resize it to somewhere like this. All right. I'll bring it somewhere here like this. Okay, so I'm going to add visualization. My x-axis, I'm going to say date. Okay, my x-axis date. My y-axis will be profit. So I want to see profit on a month-to-month basis. So I'm going to take out. I'm going to remove this thing here. So for this, I'm going to take out the quarter. If you want it by quarter, you want it by month, quarter, month. You want to see by quarter. It depends on you. You can always do all that. All right. So once you now I have the profit by year, okay. So now I can see how profit trends on a yearly basis, yearly, monthly basis. So you see this January 2015 all the way to July 2016. So this is where the month, this is where it ends. So if I go to general store, okay, and I hover my mouse now, you see I can see how everything trends for each of the places, each of the stores I'm working with. All right, that's exactly what I want to see. Okay, that's exactly what I want to show this CEO at this point in time. So these are the kind of flexibility you could do. Financial report is not just doing one Excel report and everything is clustered together. You can actually create a very beautiful, interactive, smart report, dynamic report. Okay, so I'm going to add borders. I like to add borders, and very simple. The reason why I'm adding borders is because of the fact that I just want to separate one and everything from one another. All right. Visual, I'm going to go to everything is just messed. All right. Plot area background. I don't need that. Okay. Background. Just add a visual border. That's it. All right. Next one is I'm just going to build a very quick, another quick one. Okay, another quick report, another quick dashboard visualization. This will be a donuts chart. Okay, so this one will be profit by gender. So I want to see gender. I want to see values. I'll put profit, profits. Go to profit or loss. Okay, okay, all right. So in terms of legend, this legend, I'm going to take it out. So I have everything on one page. So now the next thing, like I said, background, visual border, switch it on, and that's it. Okay. So let's take a look at what we are doing so far. So real time. So if the person clicks on this, Lagos, I can see everything moving. So in this particular stage, you can see more profit is coming from the male gender than the female gender. So anyways, we'll do a quick recap when I finish everything. All right. So you can add as many visualizations that you want. Okay. So I'm just going to add maybe 2 more and that's it. Okay. So clustered bar charts, I'm going to take a clustered bar chart. Okay. So I want to see profit by product category, okay, profit. So I want to see y is my profit by region, profit or loss, okay, product category. Okay, so I'm just going to move this all to doing here. All right. So in each region, I want to be able to see what profitability is happening. You know, what is moving in that particular region at that point in time. Okay, if it is accessories, I'm making the most profit from. If it is this, I'm making the most profit from, so on and so forth. All right. The last but not the least would be the products that is selling. All right, what product is selling the most? Okay, so I'm going to be looking at quickly the subcategory, and values. I'm going to take profits. Okay. So now this is it. But you see, obviously, we are selling a lot of profit. We are selling a lot of products. All right. So you see, this place is clustered. It's you don't need it. Okay. So most time you always want to see it based on top 5, top 10, top this, top that, so on and so forth. So that's what you're actually looking for. All right. So I'm usually looking at top 5, top 10 performing products. So should we do top 5 or top 10? Okay. Top 5 or top 10? Let me see. Top 5. Let me say 5. 5 is usually a little bit straight to the point. So when you click on filters, once you click on the visualization, all right, and you click on filter, all right, you click on filter, subcategory, click the drop down, okay. From basic filtering, I'm going to change it to top N. So that top N basically specifies top 5. So you can now specify that N is subjective to what you want. All right. So I'll click on top N. So currently it is top what? I'll say top 5. Okay. I'll put 5 here inside the box by value. All right. By value, I'm going to come to my data. all right? And I'm going to drag profit or loss into this by value, and I'll apply filter. So by profits, I can see I'm making the most profit from wristwatch in general, all right? In general term, I'm making the most profit from wristwatch, then keyboard, in jersey, earpiece, and iPhone, okay? So let me add what they call it, the data label, okay? So I see the values when I'm moving my mouse around it. Okay, so in terms of values, data label, I'm going to switch it on so I can see all the numbers in there. So 518, 512, 301, 130, so on and so forth. The data label for this one also, I'm going to switch on the data label for this, okay? So I can see the total revenue or total profit for each of these regions. So I'm looking at it by profit or loss. All right. So it's 1.4, this is 500,000, this is 300,000. All right. For this particular one, I'm going to make slight change to the data label. So I just want category and percent of total. All right. And this one, visual border. Okay. So basically, this is just a very quick report. Okay. So something we can actually do to track profits, profit, and all the things that you need to look at for each store. So now this is a report. Like I said, it's just something brief, something easy that we can work with, not necessarily what we'll do. Like what you can actually do this in an ideal situation. All right. But I would want to do more in-depth analysis. Okay. But this is something very descriptive, very easy for us to understand what a financial analytics professional can actually do. All right. Now let's take a look at this. You see this is Lagos. So now I can see financial performance of what's happening in Lagos State, the total transaction, the total cost incurred, the total revenue generated, and the profit or the loss on this transaction. All right. Also, I can see the trend. Okay. But currently, you can see I'm making a loss in Lagos State in phones. When you look at product category, phones, I am currently making a loss in phones. So that means phones are not moving the way it should in Lagos State. All right. So you can move your mouse to another region that you're making profits, Abuja, for example. Now you're making profits on phones in Abuja. All right. You can see the trend. You can see customer profit by customer gender. You can see the top performing products. Okay. So let's take a look at Sokoto, for example, that is tiny. Okay. Sokoto is quite, so you could see profits you've only sold in February and in June 2016. All right. Those are the only 2 times you've sold. So you only have 3 transactions in February, between February to June 2016. Total cost incurred was 189,800 plus in terms of cost. Revenue was 2,000 plus. Profit is $300 plus. So you only sold accessories and phones. Keyboard and jerseys what they bought in Sokoto. All right. So let's see my jewelry. All right. This is Borno. Okay. All right, so you see the transactions, you can see the trend. So in terms of Borno now, in Borno, the best performing product currently is iPhone. Okay, so you've made a profit of $27. Wristwatch is the next to be $23. Keyboard is the next, so on and so forth. And this is Adamawa. All right. So these are the things you can actually do in terms of a financial analytics professional. You can add more visual. There's so many functionalities you can actually do in Power BI. This is literally the top, or this is just the tip of the iceberg, like you hear out there. All right. So, these are the things, and this is sort of what we implemented for this particular institution. All right. So if data keeps coming in on a hourly basis, we can automate it to refresh at a certain time, at a certain period during the year or during the day. So if you wanted to refresh every 2 hours, every 3 hours, every time something happens, anytime there's an addition to the data set to refresh, you can actually do that. So with that, we implemented this solution and the CEO was blown away to the extent that if the CEO was on his mobile phone, we designed a report, all right, to add to the price to add to his phone. So he could actually see it on his phone at any point in time. So he could see the same report he sees on his laptop, he could see it on his mobile phone. Do you understand? And that's just the beauty of using analytics. So you don't have to be on your laptop, you don't have to be on your tablet, you could actually use your phone. So we designed something for him to be able to put on his phone, to be able to put anywhere. So it's not making, he can literally, if they're having a meeting, it doesn't have to be with his laptop. He could use his phone to view the report, click here, click there. And you see, this is the kind of impact financial analytics professional would have on any business across the world. So this, like I usually said, is literally a tip of the iceberg to what we can actually do, to what you can actually deploy as a financial analytics professional. So it's not just the regular Excel, it's not just the regular Excel or Power BI or Dash, So this is Power BI using it as a financial analytics professional. So if you had a good time, if you had a good time looking at what we did today, can you put a 1 in the chat? Let's see. All right. If who is willing to go and implement all these solutions in the organization? Okay. A lot of people think that, oh, I thought you see all the calculation I did today, all the calculations I did. So all the people that will be saying that, oh, do I need to be good in mathematics? Oh, do I need to be good in statistics? Oh, do I need to be good in this? Oh, do I need to be good in that in order for me to become a financial analytics professional or to even become a data analyst? You see, today now, I did a report, a full-fledged report, all right? And it's basic things that you know already. All right. They are basic things that you know already. So when you see a particular post online or a particular job post, this person should be able to do this, this person should be able to do this. I usually tell people that job posts are what we call wish list. Okay. They just wish, I wish I could fly. Okay. It doesn't mean I can fly. All right. All right. So, when they organize, so they wish for this, rare, very experienced professional. But obviously, these people don't exist. All right. You see a job post of 10 years experience, but they're paying the person the pay of, someone that has 3 to 5 years experience. So it's a wish list. So all you need to do is understand. All right. Understand what you need to do. All right. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. All right. So the next 15 minutes, I'm going to walk you through how you can also become a financial analytics professional, how you can actually get jobs, international job experience, so on and so forth. All right. So you see, financial analytics essentially is where data meets finance. All right. Where data meets finance. So finance is not just Excel anymore. Yes, you're still going to be using Excel. All right. But it's going beyond Excel in terms of reporting, in terms of analytics, so on and so forth. Looking at the average salary of a financial analytics professional, all right? So you look at in the UK, it's £42,000 per annum. Okay, that's per annum, not per month. Okay, £42,000 per month, per annum, I mean. In Canada, it is 77,000 Canadian dollars per annum. And in the United States, it is 81,000 USD per annum, right? So these are the average salaries of financial. It doesn't mean that this is literally average. It means you get in the industry. This is what you can use as a bargaining power for yourself getting into financial analytics in any of this region. So in terms, if you're just getting in first salary, oh, I don't have experience, I'm just getting started. This is how you negotiate. All right, looking at the industry average of a financial analytics professional on Glassdoor, this is what they're earning, and this is what I would like to compete with. So this is like an end, like you getting started. All right, average salary of financial analytics professional. So the financial analytics professional, is a very fantastic program. It's 100% online. So look at the way we learned something in the last, hour, 30 minutes plus, okay? 100% online. So you can interact with the facilitators. It's because it's a masterclass and we have a lot of people joining. So we don't, to avoid a lot of talking back and forth. That's the reason why I muted everybody. All right. But in a normal class, okay, and I'm going to show you the recording of the class. In a normal class, okay, it's you interacting with facilitator, asking questions. Why are we doing this? Why can't we do it like this? All right. In this scenario, looking at my own scenario in my own office, how can I implement this kind of, so it's more interactions. All right. Secondly, it's hands-on practical. All right. It's not just going to be theoretical. Okay, me telling you this is how they do it, or using just slides presentation. You'll notice my slide presentation was just less than 5 minutes or 10 minutes of the introduction. All right, and we went straight into practical. How do you do this? Hands-on practical experience. So you get that hands-on practical experience. you get access to the recording, you get access to the materials, to projects, you get access to a ton of projects. Okay. You have lifetime access. So even after you finish the training program, you've gotten a job and you always want to go back to revisit those topics, you have lifetime access to the recordings, to the materials, to the experts, even all the way to the experts. Okay. The classes, you would have over 16 classes with 40 plus topics. And I'm going to tell you more about the topics as we go on. Okay. In terms of salary, we've talked about salary. We've talked about salary for that in the UK, in Canada, and in the US. So you'll be adding 6 projects to your portfolio. Okay. So this project cuts across Excel, Power BI, Tableau, SQL, and also, financial modeling, scenario building. I'm going to talk more about the project as we go on. Okay. 100% job visibility. I'm going to explain that as we go on. Also, we have quite a number of recruitment acts and recruitment sources where you can actually get remote opportunity. And I'm going to be explaining to that to you as we go on. Okay. You'll get a certificate upon completion of the training program. So this training program in total is for 4 months. So you have 2 months plus of 2 months plus of training during the training and actual project-based training, and you have 1 month free internship. So when you add everything together, everything comes to about 4 months of 4 months training program. Okay, so this 4-month training program, what would you be doing in within that 4 months of training? So the first thing you're going to be learning is problem solving. The first thing you are going to be learning is problem solving. So as a financial analytics professional, okay, looking at the scenario we painted today, the CEO has requested that, oh, I want to be able to, this is what I want. I don't want to be waiting to the end of the month to see the reports. Okay. Now that's the problem. The first problem is, why are we waiting to the end of the month to get the reports? All right. That's a potential problem within the organization. Now, as a financial analytics professional, how do you prefer a solution to this problem? All right. So as a financial analyst, you need to be very good with problem solving. So there are different techniques you can use to break that problem down into smaller pieces in order for you to prefer solutions. All right. So that's what you'll be doing in problem solving. Then you move into Microsoft Excel. Excel is still widely used in every industry, in every occupation, especially financial analytics. You'll be using Excel a lot. So we are going to be teaching you Excel, okay, from beginner to that intermediate advanced level for you to be building complex, functions, using complex functions, using complex functions and your formulas and so on. So you'll be doing that in Microsoft Excel. You get to work with building a dashboard, how to automate your reports, how to build reports, automate the reports, and so on and so forth. You're going to work with Power BI. All right. You will get to work with Power BI using Power BI dynamically. All right. Getting to work with all the infrastructures within Power BI. That's Power BI Desktop, Power BI Mobile, Power BI Service, so on and so forth, the cloud aspect of Power BI. So you'll get an end-to-end practical view of how to use Power BI. The next part of it is SQL. So over time, we've gotten to see that financial analytics professional also need to learn SQL. And that's because data is literally the moving point of every organization. So, at the start of the session, I told you already that data will not come in Excel. Data will be stored in a database. Take, for example, a QuickBook. All right, it's not stored in Excel. You export it in Excel. Does not mean it is stored in Excel. It's stored in a database. So if you're working with QuickBooks or you're working with Sage, you're working with Salesforce, all these have their own data structures. Okay. So you need to be able to interact with databases and be able to extract data from the database as a financial analytics professional. So you learn SQL. All right. You get a hands-on practical experience on how to work with SQL. Moving on from there, you now enter the financial aspect, okay, starting with accounting fundamentals, you move into financial modeling. Now, building a financial model is one of the best things that will happen to you, all right, in terms of the thought process, in terms of outlining your assumptions, in terms of moving from your assumptions to calculating your profit, to calculating your income statement, your balance sheets, and your cash flow, so on and so forth. So financial model essentially is you building a business but you're building the numeric side of the business, building the numbers that makes up the business itself. So every business is made up of numbers. How many staff, how many operations, how many products you in terms of sales, it's all numbers. Everything that makes up every business is based on numbers. So you look at your financial model, okay? Your financial model is you using those numbers to build up the business. So take, for example, you want to acquire your business currently wants to acquire a third-party business or another business entirely. So how do you make an extrapolation to say that, oh, this business is viable, all right? Or even if it's the business that wants to start a new business, you need a financial model to see the viability, all right, of that new business. So financial models are becoming very, very in demand, all right, especially for, companies that are looking to invest in other businesses, companies that are looking for funding. So you see, majority of the ones that we do for our clients currently with Analytics is major guys that are looking for funding. Okay. So you have the fintech, you have growth, you have this, you have that, businesses that are looking for funding from foreign investors, venture capitalist investors, private equity and so on. So they need financial model. These organizations or these individuals need a financial model of that business they want to invest in order for them to see the progression, in order for them to see when they'll be profitable, in order to see their costs, to see the structure and everything. So financial models, essentially is one of the cool things that you can learn for yourself as a financial analytics professional. Not just within the business, but even you making it as a business for yourself to do for third-party organizations and so on. Okay. Now, financial analysis, that's when you now start to do your core financial analysis. You're analyzing financial statements, analyzing financial papers, and so on and so forth. Then you move into valuation, and last but not the least, scenario and sensitivity analysis. So this is an end-to-end program teaching you on how to use analytics, how to use finance, and combining the two of them together. Now, this training program is a sweet combination of 3 career paths. All right. And I'm going to tell you the career paths: corporate finance, okay, investment banking, and last but not the least, data analytics. All right. So this training program is combining 3 programs together: corporate finance, investment banking, and data analytics. So at the end of this training program, you will get to know more about data analytics. So you can work as a data analyst. All right. You will get to work as a financial analyst. And I'm going to talk some of the career paths you can actually take on once you complete the training program. Well, guess what again? All the technical skills you're going to learn is only 50% of what you are going to get from learning with analytics. So if you register for this training program, right, you're only going to get, when you finish learning all these technical skills, it only amounts to 50% of what you'll be getting from Analytics. All right. So also, as a financial analytics professional, you get to work with ChatGPT. Now, a lot of people think that ChatGPT is going to steal their job from them, okay? But ChatGPT and AI solutions are supposed to be, lubricant to get you to see how you can do your work faster, better, and more efficiently. All right. Maybe in other sessions you will get to talk about how we can use ChatGPT as a financial analyst. But essentially, during the training program, you'll be using ChatGPT, as a major tool for you as a financial analytics professional. Now, I know you'll be asking yourself, if learning all this thing is only 50%, all right, what is the other 50%? What is the other 50%? Now, the other 50% is very simple, is the recruitment acts that we talk about, okay, that I mentioned earlier. So, the whole idea for this training program is not just for you to learn. It's not just for you to learn financial analytics. Yes, you can learn financial analytics. Well, obviously, we're looking at it as a progression, okay? We're looking at it as you landing a better job, you landing that international job that you're looking for, you getting your foot into the door in the financial analytics space. So in order for you to get that, it's not just a skill. You know how to use Excel, you know how to use Power BI, you know how to use SQL, you know how to build financial models and all that. But that's one aspect, okay? Now, the other aspect is you selling yourself, you selling the skills that you have to employers, recruiters, and so on and so forth. Now, how do you sell yourself? First thing is your CV, all right? You need a good CV. So if you're in the UK, you're in Canada, you're in the US, you're in Nairobi, you're in Nigeria, you need a good CV, regardless of anywhere you are. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to help you revamp your CV. We are going to help you work and revamp your CV. So everywhere across the world now, they're using what we call ATS. Okay, they're using what we call ATS. So ATS stands for Application Tracking Software. So whenever you apply for a job and you get an instant rejection email, all right, it's an ATS that is working. So you apply for the job, and in less than 5 seconds or 10 seconds, you're getting the rejection email immediately. And you'll be wondering, are these people waiting for me to apply for this job? That's, were they waiting for me to just send a rejection email? It's not them, it's the system they've implemented. So if your CV is not a par with what is required for the role, you get an instant rejection email. All right, so we're going to help you revamp your CV, rework your CV to be acceptable to ATS across different regions across the world. All right, because as a financial analytics professional, your skill is not just needed in your local environment. Oh, I am in Kenya, I'm looking for jobs in Kenya. Fine, perfect, no problem. That's okay. But you could also compete globally with other financial analysts across the world. Because guess what? It's the same Excel, it's the same Power BI, it's the same SQL. Everybody's using across the world. So why are you locking up your resource or your skills into just the local environment where you are, when you can compete globally? Okay. So we're going to help you work on your CV. We're going to help you with LinkedIn optimization. LinkedIn is one of the best places to get remote opportunities in order for you to get that new job that you're looking for. So we're going to help you to remodel and optimize your LinkedIn profile. Okay, your LinkedIn profile is more or less like your CV, but in digital format. So working on your CV is one thing. You also need to work on your LinkedIn profile. Now, guess what? Again, LinkedIn optimization it works like search engine optimization. So if a recruiter within your region is looking for a financial analyst or a commercial analyst or some kind of finance related analyst, all right, will they see your profile? Will your profile pop up? If your profile doesn't pop up when a recruiter is looking for a candidate, then your LinkedIn profile is not optimized. Okay. If you don't get what we call emails, emails, they call it emails. So on LinkedIn, you just say recruiter sending you what we call emails. So that means your LinkedIn profile is optimized. So meaning that whenever they search for a particular role, your profile pops up. Your profile pops up and they can message you and tell you that, oh, we're currently recruiting for a financial analyst or a data analyst or this kind of commercial analyst and so on. Would you be available for discussion? So if you don't get emails, your LinkedIn profile is not optimized. Okay. Secondly, third is Upwork optimization. So for people that want to work freelance, okay, you have your 9 to 5 already, or you can take on more international gigs, freelancing. All right. Upwork is a perfect place for you to get freelance opportunities as a financial analyst. And I'm going to show you, don't worry, I'm going to show you. The next part is navigating the job market. Now, as a financial analytics professional, I think this is one of the career paths that a lot of people don't talk more about. Okay. So you see, as a financial analyst, you want to get a job in a bank, you want to get a job in a financial institution, you want to get a job in fintech, and so on and so forth. Yes, those are pretty places you get jobs. All right. But there are tons of other places that require financial analysis, financial, modeling, and so on and so forth. So how do you navigate the job market? If you don't have any experience as a financial analytics, how do you know the kind of jobs you can apply for, where to apply for these jobs, where to get this international experience, so on and so forth. So that's where we do our own, research. So we have a pool of resources, and experts within the team that's, are financial. And I'm going to share their profile with you. Some of them across the world. We have guys working in Nigeria, some guys working in the UK, guys working in the US, so on. So we have a pool of them that we use in order for you to gain places where you can get international jobs. Okay. The next thing is recommendation and reference letter. So you get, anytime you apply for a job or you apply for you apply for your master's, your PhD, whatever program you're applying for, your job you're applying for, and you need a reference letter. So you've never worked as a financial analytics professional. You're working maybe in customer service before, and you've learned financial analytics, you've applied for a job, and they've called you. You've done the interview, you did well. They are requesting for a reference from where you've worked, where you've done all this analytics, all right, we will stand in for you, all right? So it's just like you saying that you have experience working with analytics. So based on the project you're going to work on, based on the things you're going to do with analytics, all right, you're gaining experience from working with analytics. So we can stand in for you to act as, as a organization that you worked with. So we can offer, recommendation, reference letter to employers, to organizations across the world, and we write the best reference letters, trust me. So if you apply for a master's, are required to have had experience working as a financial analyst or worked on projects as a financial analytics professional. We'll write we'll write those references for you. The next one, last but not the least, is job and interview preparation. So whenever you apply for a job, we'll sit down with you and prepare you for a job interview. We will literally sit down with you and prepare you for a job interview. So you apply for a job and they've called you for an interview. So we'll do mock interviews. We have mock interview sessions where we teach you what to say it, how to sell yourself better, how to negotiate your salary, how to get better deals on your CV, on your job application itself. All right. So we have mentorship sessions where we bring experts across see all the beautiful things that we have set up for you. All right. So we have weekly mentorship sessions where we bring experts across we bring experts across the industry to come and speak to you during the mentorship sessions. All right. And last but not the least, on the job support. So you get a job finally as a financial analytics professional. You will still need help. You'll still need, training wheels for someone to hold your hands and still someone you can run to and ask questions. So we have people, all right, we have experts within the team that will still help you even after you've gotten a job. All right. So, they've given me this particular task. Oh, they've required me to build, this particular scenario or this particular, analysis. How do I do it? How do I go about it? We still provide you with on the job support. So these are the additional things that we have here. So Priscilla, we have some people asking questions in the chat. You could answer some of the questions so I don't distract everyone. All right. So these are the additional things that we have. Okay, so we have CV review, LinkedIn optimization, work optimization, navigating the job market, very important. Where do you apply for this job? Where do you get this job? Those are the things that we're going to show you during navigating the job market. Recommendation and reference letter, job and interview preparation, mentorship sessions, and on-the-job support. So these are the things that we have combined together alongside the technical skills. So you learn all the technical skills and you would also get to work on all the soft skills in order for you to get the jobs that you're looking for. All right. So those are like the main things that you need to know. Priscilla, can you hear me? Just to confirm.
Yes, Efemene, I'm here with you.
All right. So some people have some questions in the chat. Do you want to respond?
Yes,
Real
yes.
quick? All right, thank you. All right. So, anyways, these are the additional 50% of what you're going to be learning. So, your entire roadmap, the learning roadmap with this training program is 4 months of learning journey, like I mentioned, 3 months of project-based live classes where you get to work on Excel, Power BI, SQL, financial modeling, scenario analysis, so on. So they are all practical-based, project-based live classes. You get to work on the capstone project. So capstone projects is where you use all the knowledge you've learned so far. We'll give you a project, an end-to-end project, okay? End-to-end project on financial analytics. Okay, so you get to interact with all this in financial modeling, scenario building, valuation, sensitivity analysis, and so on and so forth. And after the capstone project, after the project-based classes, you still get 1 month free virtual internship. All right, 1 month of free virtual internship. Now, the second part of this is virtual instructor-led classes. So you have an instructor like myself leading you during the classes. You would have someone like me teaching you and holding you and guiding you through your journey, learning problem solving to Excel, to Power BI, to SQL, to the financial aspect of your analytics. So classes are weekend based. all the classes are on the weekends. So we have classes on Saturday, all right? Saturday between the time 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, all right? So we have classes on Saturdays and they are between the time 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, okay? That's on Saturday. Now on Sunday, we have designed, what we call a self-based watch me do it videos, okay? So this basically allows you to practice and own your skills, your projects to work on, all right? Self-paced projects for you to work on during the weekends. So you have your live classes on Saturday, then you have the self-paced watch me do it videos, whereby there's a project and just you also replicating what's going on the project and you're learning as you're doing it. And that's why they call it watch me do it videos, all right? Last but not the least, we have a joint series of recruitment ARC sessions. Now, this ARC session is what I just explained to you, the CV review, the LinkedIn optimization, the Upwork optimization, the navigating the job market, to mentorship, to how to prepare for a job interview, so on and so forth. So we have all this, and this basically combines together is what would ensure that you get your foot into the door. So if you're looking to become a financial analytics professional, all you need is 4 months, 3 months of project-based life classes, just about a few weeks of capstone projects, and you have the free virtual internship. All right. So this is the total roadmap of you getting started as a financial analytics professional. Some of the projects you work on, all right, I'm not limited to this, but pastoral, and like I said, majority of the projects that we have here are real life projects. All right, they are real life projects that have been revamped to suit you as a financial analytics professional. All right, so we've adjusted the names, we've adjusted some of the names, we've adjusted the data, we've adjusted everything. So these are projects that we, as a training consulting company, also as individuals. So we have quite a pool of experts. We use their experience in building these case studies. So we build these case studies, and that's what we use to train you as financial analytics professional. So looking at this we have is Castro Technologies Workplace Sports Facility. All right, we have Nestle Product Analytics, online food delivery preferences. We have fraudulent transactions in the bank, employee attrition, data science salaries, and so on and so forth. So we have Redox Airlines, we have legacy groups. This is more of human resources, but you're going to be learning everything because every aspect of the business has a financial aspect of it. So you have places in terms of training and development. For example, how do you measure financial, the financial impact of somebody going on the training within the organization? All right. So how do you measure it? Somebody will go for a training with, let's say, with analytics. All right, you spent this particular amount. How does that translate to productivity, or how do you measure? So these are the kind of things that you use financial analytics to do as a professional. Okay, now after going through the training program, what are the career paths can you take on? All right, you can work as a financial analyst. You can work as a commercial analyst. You can work as a data analyst in the finance department. You can work as a cost analyst. You can work as a business analyst in a finance-based organization. You can work as a financial planning and analysis. That's what we call FP&A. All right, you can work in treasury as a treasury analyst. You can work in investment banking as an investment banking analyst. So these are various career paths you can actually take on after you go through this training program. So from financial analyst, being a financial analyst, you can apply for commercial analyst, data analyst, so on and so forth. All right. So the growth internship, okay, is one thing that would really put so much in terms of value to you. All right. It's 1 month of free virtual internship. Now, this internship, let me tell you exactly what happens. This internship is you can add it to your CV, first of all right? Your entire experience with analytics from the training to the internship can be added to your CV that you're working with analytics as a financial analyst. That's one additional value that we add, okay? Now, during the internship, we are going to be building real life case studies. So you worked on other case studies during the training program, and this time around, we are going to paint a scenario of an actual business, you being a financial analyst in this business, and you working as a financial analytics professional. So we're going to be painting out scenarios, all right, and you'll be using the tools that you've worked on or you've learned in order for you to put forth solutions to business problems. So you're going to be gaining industry experience, real-time industry experience, working on actual business scenarios. Okay, so you can add it to your to your internship. You can add it to your CV. All right, 1 month of owning your skills. So this time around, no training wheels anymore. This is you going on by yourself, riding by yourself, and you hitting the ground running. All right, so you're going to be owning your skills. There's nobody telling you, oh, click here to do this, click here to do that. This is you now working on the project, coming up with insight, coming up with recommendations, and so on. So you get to add another additional 6 projects to your portfolio, and you get a project review with an expert. So you have an expert that'll be telling you, oh, this particular experience is what I have done. All right, and this is the best way you can approach it. This is what you should do. This is what not to do. Don't do it like this because this is not taking into consideration of that, and this. So these are the things that you're going to get from the internship. So it's going to be very immersive. All right, 1 month of immersive learning. All right, you no more training, no more. Oh, click here, click there. Okay, do it like this. No more training wheels. This is now you picking up the scenario of you working as a financial analytics professional within the team and you getting started. All right. So work as a freelancer or remotely as financial analyst. So some of the places you can actually apply for these jobs are these are some of the places. So let me just show you quickly one of these places. So I'm going to use Glassdoor. Okay. I'm going to show you Glassdoor real quickly. Okay. So you can see there are quite a number of them. LinkedIn is one of them. I'm just going to go to Glassdoor. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go to Glassdoor because Glassdoor is one of the good places you can actually get remote opportunities. All right. So I'm going to type in financial analyst, and I'm also going to do commercial. I'm going to do other parts. So financial analyst, okay. So location, I'm going to use United States, okay. Let's do States. United States. So this is remote opportunity. If you're looking to become, okay. All right. So this is, you see, financial analyst, financial analyst, okay, in the United States. So you currently have 6,375 financial analyst jobs in the United States at this point in time. Okay. So what we want remote opportunity. We want remote opportunity. So what you need to do now is very simple. Okay. All right. And you could just go here. All right. And you could job type. Okay. And you see fully remote opportunity. You have contract, you have all jobs, full-time, part-time contract. Give me a second, seniority, company size. Job function. Sorry, company rating. I'm looking for, okay, this was posted a few months ago, a few days ago. And I'm looking for, it was the job type, contract. Oh, sorry, this is not, I think they must have adjusted this particular aspect. Give me a second. It's supposed to be more yesterday. Okay, let me try another side. Let me try built-in. Okay. All right. So built-in is another very good place for you to get remote opportunity, regardless of whatever it is, as long as you're in tech, financial analytics, anything engineering, data engineering, and so on. So this is it, learn, grow, build your career. So they are majorly startups, okay? So majority of them are startups in the US and in the UK and across the world. So what you're looking for is remote tech jobs. That's what we're looking for, remote tech jobs. All right. I'm still going to go back to Glassdoor. Glassdoor is one of the places that we use majorly for remote opportunity. But anyways, I'm going to come here and look for financial analyst. All right. Okay. So quite a number of you see them 12 hours ago, yesterday. And you can see the salary range for this. This is financial analyst, FP&A. This is remote, okay? And this is $85,000 to $95,000, 3 to 5 years experience. So you can also take a look at it. Let's take a look at it to see what they are looking for. All right. So overview, these are the jobs, and you can see this is FP&A. All right. So I'm just going to click on view job. Okay. Read full detail. Okay. Support financial planning analysis process. Track performance against literally like what we did today. Collaborate with business teams. Prepare financial report and an analysis and insights for communication to senior management. Literally like what we did today. All right. So bachelor's degree in business or finance, 3 to 5 years, just like things that we can do already. All right. Demonstration experience in what financial forecasting. That's what we're going to be handling. Modeling, financial modeling, and financial analysis. These are things that you're going to learn during the training program. All right, including your experience working with Excel. Okay. All right. Microsoft Excel. So if you have Excel, you have SQL, these are all additional benefits for this kind of role. So you have quite a number of them. You can see a majority of them are posted recently, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago. As you go down, it's increasing. Essentially, you can see these are things that are being posted. All right. And there are other quite a number of them. Let me just check another one of them. We have LinkedIn. LinkedIn is another very good place for you to get remote opportunities. So I'm going to go to jobs. Okay. All right. I'm going to go to jobs and I'm going to show you places you can actually go to. All right. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to say financial analyst. All right. I'm going to state here the country I'm looking for a remote role in, United States. Okay. All right. So now, in terms of, currently this is all. So I'll just go here and instead of on-site, I click on remote. Okay. And now there are 926 remote roles in the US for financial analysts. All right. So you see all of them here and you can just pick it up. You can just take the one after the other. Most times I usually I tell most people, take the one that came up in the past week and use that. Or we could start from the last 24 hours, take past week. Then I think past week most times is what you should stick with. All right. So you can now select the places where and these are all fully remote opportunities. All right. Fully remote. I'm not a finance professional, so that's why you'd see. All right. So financial analyst, senior analyst, senior financial analyst, financial analyst. This is tech systems, Talentify, all right, and so on and so forth. All right. So the beauty about this is it's not just United States. You can actually move from United States to Australia to say that, okay, I'm looking for a financial analyst role in Australia. Okay. Still the same thing, past week, remote, okay? And let's see what happens. All right, founder, associate, no, I'm looking for financial analyst. Let me search for this. All right, click on this. Okay, no, so there's none for this financial analyst, okay? Well, and you can try so many other things, okay? Financial planning, all right? And analysis. Okay, so quite a number of them you would see coming up, past month. You just see them. So, these are some of the places you can apply for remote opportunities internationally, and you getting the ones that you're looking for. All right. So, just because of time, so some of the facilitators that you get to work with, Nene. Nene currently is the financial analytics lead within Analytics. She currently works with Zillows UK as a senior FP&A, that's financial planning and analysis. So Zillows is the authorized licensee of Nike. So they work with Nike or they're licensed to work directly with Nike. All right. She also works as a management and leadership advisor with Advert Business Review. She's a chartered accountant, over 6 years of experience. Prior to Zillows, she's worked with Denham in the UK. She's worked with KPMG, Bank of America, Loros Development Partners, and so on and so forth. She has a master's in international business and management. So another person here we have as a facilitator, we have Jenas. So Jenas currently is an assistant manager with Coca-Cola, okay, and managing consultant in Ethiopia Consulting. So he does his own consulting, and that's one beauty of I think I've seen from the financial space. All right, because a lot of businesses across the world need consulting, financial analytics consulting, and that's where you provide your services to people. All right. So it's an associate member of the ICANN, okay, or the Diploma in International Financial Reporting from ACCA. Prior to Coca-Cola has worked with HRG Nigeria, Promasidor, and Kingmakers, okay. All right, Teniola also assistant manager, digital consulting in the UK, chartered accountant, 5 years experience. You see, you're going to be working with a pool of experts that have experience in the industry, and they will be handholding you and guiding you through your journey as a financial analytics professional. All right. So the course of the training program is going to be starting on the 7th of October 2023. That's literally next week, Saturday. The training program is going to be starting next week, Saturday. All right, the training program is going to start next week. So the cost of this training program is £400 if you are in the UK, and if you're in Nigeria, it is 320,000 naira. Now, like I said at the start of the session, we have a discount. I have a surprise for you, which is a discount of I'm giving it away. So we have a discount running for the first 20 people to register. All right. So rather than paying £300, okay, you get to pay rather than paying £400, we have a £100 discount for you. So rather than paying £400, you pay £300. And the beauty here is you can pay in installment. All right. So you can pay in 2 installments of £200 and £100. All right. So you can pay an installment of £200 and £100. Something in naira. So rather than paying 320,000 naira, you can pay the discount will afford you to pay 270,000 naira. Also, you'll be able to get to pay in 2 installments of 180,000 and 90,000 naira. All right. So in order for you to lock up your position, okay, you need to pay £200 now, or equivalent to 180,000 naira. All right, so as first payment. Okay. Now, all I want you to do is take a look back at what you've learned today. See what you've been able to achieve today, learning a tool like Power BI in order for you to do financial analytics in terms of reporting, automation, and so on. All right. So this is what you learned. So imagine what you learn in the next 4 months of immersive learning. As a beginner, as a whatever stage you're coming in as, we're literally going to welcome you and build you up, till you get to that intermediate advanced level where you can work on your own. Add adult services from CV all the way to LinkedIn optimization, recruitment ads, and so on and so forth. So, it's a very huge package in order for you to become a financial analytics professional. So if you're looking to get started, I would say you should lock in your position, £200, 180,000 naira for first payment. And the second payment comes 1 month into the training program. 1 month into the training program. Okay. So another thing you could do for yourself is you can click on the link here. All right. You see this link. You see the link. Priscilla should be dropping it in the chat anytime soon. All right. So you see the link mainstack.me.enroll10analytics. All right. So once you click on this link, all right, you click on, give me a second. Let me just go back, escape. All right. So if you click on the link, sorry, give me a second. I don't know what's happening with this. All right. All right. So once you click on this link here, it's going to open up this page for you where you can get access to all the things. So once you make payments, all you need to do here is upload the initial or full receipt here. All right. It's going to take you to a Google form for you to upload your documents, upload your receipt, capture your details essentially for payment. All right. If you want to pay in Naira using your card, you can click on Pay Start for you to, make the payment, non-card payment, GBP payment in PayPal. So you're in Canada, you're in the US, you could use the PayPal account in order for you to make payments. And if you want to do a direct transfer, the UK bank account is there and the Nigerian bank account is also there. All right. So no problem. So that's exactly what you get. Once you've made payments, you get all the information that you need. All right. So once you click on the link, you get registered. All right. Click on the link, make payments, you get registered, and you can take it off from there. Okay. Priscilla, you said you have 3 people currently. Do you want to take on from there? Okay. Bad day Geshin saying I actually paid the part payment last night and completed it. Okay, sorry. We'll need to it takes about 24 hours maximum ridiculously. This is the weekend. So, but definitely you should get a response by Sunday, Monday. You should get a response by the bad day Geshin. All right, KA. All right. So you've made the payments already. You will definitely, get the confirmation and you'll get once they confirm the payment, you get all the things. So apologies for that. It's just it takes 24 hours in order for you to get a response. All right. So Priscilla, do you want to take on from the people that want to speak quickly?
Yes, thank you very much, Ifemena, for this session. So we have Miriam in the house. Hi, Miriam. Miriam will be showing us what she's been able to come up with during the program with us, right? She joined the July cohort and she'll be showing us the dashboards and also sharing with us some of the experiences that she gathered. Hi, Miriam. Can you hear me? We also have Nina.
Hi, Priscilla, I can hear you.
All right. Good evening, Miriam.
Good evening. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Very well.
Okay, thank you for taking our time to do this. So you could just tell us about yourself, when you joined Tenalytics, and then go ahead to also share your screen.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Miriam.
Miriam, can we see you?
Oh, okay. Just a minute.
All right, thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Miriam. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see everyone. I joined Tenalytics in the July cohort, like Priscilla already mentioned. Before then, I'd worked in a financial institution, and then I'd also worked in a clinic, in the healthcare center here in Nigeria. I'd worked in a fertility clinic. But the need for all of this financial planning didn't really strike me so much when I was in the bank, because in the bank, if you have to do all your analytics, you have the guys in FinCon. All you are just coming to do is come and present your data. Unlike when I moved out of the banking sector, and then I moved into, it's like not really a startup, but, a small business, I would call it. And I wouldn't also want to call it a small business because they were so particular about data. Data meant everything to them, because the MD always wanted to know how many clients came in today, how many clients moved in from this section to this section. Okay, so how much have we made? How much do we need to prepare for us to get our equipment? And all of those things, it meant a whole lot. So just like Ifemena said, you're looking at your numbers and then you're looking at it, are you making money from this business? Do you really continue? And then if you have, which of your offices is bringing out money for you? Which one is not generating the required income, that you are looking at and you've really put in so much into? So all of these things came into play. And, when I did this course, or started this course in July, I realized that, if I'd had all this experience, maybe way back then, would have helped, solve a whole lot of things. And just like he said, you're learning financial analytics, but I can assure you, because I have gone through most of this journey, I can assure you that you can use this experience as a data analyst. You can use this experience as a business analyst, because, you find yourself, because I'm sure some people might be wondering now, so where do I get to use this? How relevant is this course to me? I think I've gone through coming out of the banking sector, working in business development, their sales. And I can assure you that you can work as a business analyst, you can work as a financial analyst. And then right here in Tenalytics, you find, the facilitators ready to work along with you. So far as you also are ready to put in your own part of the deal, because they are always there. So if you are able to put in your own part of the time and, you know, walk through with them, I'm sure you have something reasonable and you'd come out, you know, strong. And like he said, on a weekly basis, you have all the sessions taking you through from LinkedIn optimization to, you know, they're just there. In fact, I think they've done a wonderful job as far as I'm concerned on me. So if if I can say so myself, then I can assure you that you would really have, you know, you'd really have them to thank at the end of the, just come on board, join the program, and then you'd have, you know, you have every reason to look at it and say, do you want to go international? Do you want to do, you know, great things for yourself? Do you want to work for yourself at home? Just come on board. If they allow me now, I'll probably just share a few things
Yes.
that I've learned so far.
Yeah, I was also going to ask, did you have an accounting background or all of that before joining?
Oh, no, actually, I studied engineering. But, you know, like I said, I'd worked in the financial institution too. I'd gotten a little bit, at least some knowledge of the basic accounting, which is what you get to learn if you were in sales, working in a financial institution.
All right, so please go ahead to show us your dashboards and also walk us through that.
Just a minute. Okay, someone sharing their screen already? Because I'm seeing,
Oh,
yes, right?
yes, just
Okay.
give me a minute.
Okay.
So you can share now. I've stopped sharing, so you could actually share by yourself. You can share your screen for people to see what you have done.
Hi, Miriam, can you see the share screen icon now?
Yeah, I can see the share screen icon.
Okay.
I can, but I'm unable to share. I don't know why.
Okay.
Are you getting an error message?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Still saying one participant can share at a time.
Okay.
Okay, let me see if I can share again now. Stop
So
sharing
please try
again.
again.
Can you see my
Okay.
screen?
Yes.
I'm gonna stop sharing again so you could try it again one more time. All right, yeah, it's working now. Yes. You can see your screen,
So,
Miriam. Yeah.
okay, so I think we started out with this on Excel. We used Excel to build this dashboard, and with this dashboard, it was very easy for us to be able to look at what we utilize as on expenses on a monthly basis. It was also easy for us to be able to drill down and say that, okay, based on the category, how much of our expenses, how much of what it's for an individual, by the way, how much was my spend on flexing, how much of my spend on personal development for myself, how much did I use on housing? And we were also able to look at it and then base our income and say, okay, can we look at how much came in for us within the period? This is actually a monthly expense that came, an annual expense that came in. And then we started out this dashboard, just as I said, by using an Excel, data from an Excel. And then at the end of the day, we were able to come up with this. But, you know, with the Excel will just give you raw data, which could be boring to management. But, you know, with this, seeing this on a dashboard, sorry, let me scroll up so that you're able to see all that was done here. Yeah, so you're able to see how much I was able to use, you know, how much I spent paying with cash, how much I spent using a credit card, how much count I used, you know, for all of this. Then I'll also share with you the next. Sorry, just a minute. Okay, so I go on to the Power BI dashboard. Here can you see this?
No, I've not started seeing the Power BI dashboard yet. I think you might have to reshare your screen.
Oh, so I should stop and then reshare.
Yes, thank you.
You can just share your entire screen, so it's easy for you to avoid moving back and forth.
Can we see this now?
Yes, I can see this.
Okay, so we were able to achieve this using Power BI, just like Ifemina did this evening. And with this we were able to drill down to see which of our firms, we were able to drill down to know how much customers we had at the end of the month. We were also able to drill down to know which of our customers were profitable. We're not just going from here to here. We're able to also drill down to be able to know which of the segments of our business was profitable for us. We had the top 5 states here on this, also using Power BI. So it's something that, at a glance, you can easily say, oh, okay, this is the location that isn't doing so well. Should we shut down here? What kind of support do they need here? Is it that we need more of training for them on this side of, on this side of this location? Why are they not doing well? Is it that the staffs are not motivated? Do we need to motivate them? So basically that's what we're able to achieve here with this Power BI dashboard. And then we went on to the main core financial model. Maybe I might need to stop here.
Thank you so much, Miriam. Very much. So thank you very much for coming to share with us. Miriam was able to do this within 2 months, right? She used Excel, used Power BI.
Okay, I don't know if you can see this. So this is the core. Okay, so this is so I think I've taken you through the journey of what you'll be learning from the Excel, how to build your dashboard using Excel, and then Power BI, and then finally to you having your to you coming up with your your financial model. Yes, at the end of the day.
All right. So thank you very much, Miriam. I really do appreciate you. Thank you for coming to share with us your experience.
Sorry,
the dashboard
could you just
being able to build. Sorry, Ifemina, did you want to say something?
Could the majority of the people on the call would not know that this is a financial model. This is an actual financial model. Do you want to walk us just briefly the assumptions, your workings, your key facts, and so on? People are seeing the dashboard now, which is summarizing so many numbers that you have from your assumption downwards.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me just walk you through this. Basically, this is our company. We're into the sales of eco-friendly footwear. So we had some basic assumptions where we started out, which included, these are numbers. As always, your assumptions will always come up in numbers, but what management wants to see is the final result, which is the dashboard. That is what at a glance tells you, okay, if the business is profitable, if the business is not profitable, should we pump in more money? Should we look for more investors, So basically these were our assumptions, that we work 5 days on a weekly basis. And then basically there are products that we sell, which includes boots, sandals, and we had some sales assumptions that we made, how much we put in. Basically when you're building a financial model, all you're looking at is what's your operating expense? How much are you looking to get as a revenue from each of your product lines? Probably you're into a single product line, or you're into multiple product lines. So basically the assumptions we had there, you can see we have this with each product line sells, this goes for 5,000, 10 units in a box, and then we sell 5 boxes on a daily basis. We went on further, getting our data and then going into our workings. Here, I think I'll need to scroll up again. And then from our workings, you could see the revenue that was generated. Just a minute. Okay, so you could see the revenue that was generated right here. You could see all other assumptions because of the kind of business that we are into, or we sell on credit basis, and we also sell on cash basis. You could see also the cost of sales, that was used, all that we utilized on the business, and you could see the number of personnel expenses that we're carrying as a business. At the end of the day, we were able to, net it. You could also see our acquisitions there, what equipment we had bought, which ones we still had in mind to get. You could see all of those things, and you could see the loans that we're carrying in our books. You could see our capex. You could see, the equity that we started out with, and then why at some point we needed to go on, to get funding for the business, so we could. I'm so sorry, my laptop is dimming. So let me just quickly wrap this up.
All right.
My laptop is dimming. So at the end of the day, we were able to generate, okay, what was our figures with respect to capex, with respect to manufacturing equipment and all. And then we went all the way to our analysis. We went all the way to getting all of our ratios, the key ratios to the business, with the solvency ratio, and all the liquidity ratio to know if the company was liquid enough, and all the other key ratios.
Right. So thank you very much, Miriam. And Miriam was able to come up with this model from the class, right? And
yes.
I really appreciate you, Miriam. So I think I have Nena here. Is Nena still with us? Nena will be showing us what she was able to come up with as our own financial model, right? So thank you very much, Miriam.
Thank you
Nena,
so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Hi, Nena.
Hello. Yeah, good evening. It's been a long one. So I'm going to try
is it
to
just me or I can't hear Nena yet?
I can hear perfectly.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Perfectly.
hear you now.
All right, so I'm going to be fast anyway because I have an engagement soon. So my name is Nena. Yeah. I work as a finance administrator at Balfour Beatty here in the UK. And a brief history of how I joined Tenalytics. I've been doing trainings anyway. I've done a BA training somewhere, quite expensive, but I didn't get what I wanted. And then I moved on to data science. So upon starting the data science course, I just knew that was not for me. So I spoke with a friend of mine who had just gotten a job as a data scientist. And she said, why not try Tenalytics? So apparently she had done the training with Tenalytics, and she even got a job before she finished. So she suggested I join Tenalytics. So that was how I started my program. And I did research anyway to be sure that financial analytics was what I wanted to do. So that was how I joined, and I started in July. We recently submitted our capstone project. So I'm looking forward to the internship. So Miriam has basically said everything I wanted to say. If you're still deciding whether to do the course, I want to, my honest opinion is you should actually go ahead, right? Because the content is rich. And it's not just the content, there are support sessions that are done weekly. And trust me, I've done trainings. I didn't find that anywhere for a very cheap rate. So you're getting more than your money's worth. So trust me, I don't want to say much, but I'm just encouraging you to try this program. So I'm going to go straight into sharing my screen to show you what I came up with. Hold on 1 second. And I should just share my whole screen, then my desktop.
Yeah.
All right, I think you can share now.
Can you see my screen?
Not yet. Downloading it.
Hold on. Sorry, 1 second. Let me just do it now. I'm trying to share my the desktop, but it's all right, so I'll just share this one first.
Is it coming up?
Can I see it down?
Oh, yes, I can see it now. It's coming up.
Okay, so this was the what's going on? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, but we can't see anything.
Hello?
Hello,
I don't know
Unenai.
what's going on.
Maybe let me stop. Let me see if I can stop sharing. Get you.
Okay. Yeah, please stop sharing so that I can.
I'll stop
What's going on
sharing.
here?
It's just
All right.
maybe your system is not giving you. Sometimes systems can be very tricky with their stuff. All right, yeah, it's working now. Yes, it's working.
Okay, for some reason I can't even see what I'm sharing, but maybe I should just
You're sharing
continue.
an Excel dashboard. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. You're sharing an Excel dashboard with HR and finance dashboard. The HR and finance dashboard.
All right. So I can't see what I'm sharing anyway, but let me just continue. All right. So this was the first. I can't remember if this was the first one, but this was one of the Excel dashboards that I came up with. Well, you can see here that we can get some insights about the gender distribution. You can see here, we can see that the employees that are less than 30 have the most salary. So if you look at the fact that the ones above 50 have the least salary, you can now do your research, find out if there's some sort of age discrimination going on, you know. So just, I don't know, but this was the very first Excel dashboard that I came up with. And let me see, hold on. So this was this particular data. I had this was not from our classes. I had this data somewhere saved on my laptop. So based on the knowledge that I had gotten in class, I, drew up this dashboard. Can you see it? The sales report.
Yes, we
Yeah.
can see it.
Yeah, so this was a dashboard that I did on Excel using the data that I already had. I still have a couple of Excel, but I'm not going to share them. No need. Let me just, because of time. So I'm going to share the Power BI. 1 second. All right. So can you see my Power BI dashboard? The VTech job application tracking.
Yes, I can.
All right. So this is another dashboard that we created using Power BI. So you can see on here, we talked about insights, right? Drawing up insights from the dashboard. So from here, you can see shortlisted achieved. You can see that our target is 1,500 and we're currently still on 961. You can also see that for business analysts had the most applications and even the most shortlisted. And you can also see that some of the what we call it, the vacancies have not had any shortlisted yet. You can see the net developer, Power BI developer, and the MSBI developer. So with these snapshots of information, you can do further research, find out why this is happening or why this report is like this, So you can see here the daily trend of applications received. You can see that from April to May, there was increased applications. It could be that, we had, around April, that's when schools graduate, right? And then we have a lot of graduates in the job market. So maybe that could be one of the reasons why we had a lot of applications during that period. So these are things that you look into. These are the insights that can be drawn from the dashboards that you create. Sorry, I hope I'm not too fast. I'm just trying to round up.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's pretty much standard. Yeah, totally understand.
Yeah. Okay. So the last Power BI I will show before I go into my financial model is the employee attrition dashboard we created on that Power BI. Here you can see different charts. Okay, let me talk about the scatter plots. This one in the middle. So from this scatter plot, you can see that okay, so this scatter plot says attrition based on monthly rates and income. So we can see that the people who have left the organization is colored red. That's the yes that you can see, and no for those ones that are still with the organization. So from this scatter plot, you can see that most of the people who have left the organization are of the lower income, what do you call it? On the lower income, on the low income, right? So you can see that most of them are below 5K. They're the ones that have left the organization. So if you look at this, from this scatter plot, you can come up with different reasons why this is happening. And I mean, pivot strategies towards ensuring that, you know, your staff are being retained. Yeah, so there are so many other, you know, insights that you can gain from this dashboard. And then these key influencers, I like these key influencers because it kind of summarizes, how do I put it now? It shows you the relationship between different variables, right? It just gives you the summary. So there are just a whole lot that really I can't explain now because of time. But let me go straight into my financial model. All right. So this is can you see my screen? Can you still see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen, Nana.
All right. So this is the financial model that I prepared for my capstone project. And this financial model is for a fashion business named Sleek Stitches Limited. So I'll jump the dashboard first. I'll just talk about the assumptions. So this sheet is the assumptions that we made. So assumptions is basically where you plan on how the business will make revenue, right? So these are the main products that we make and sell: dresses, tops, jumpsuits, skirts, and trousers. So we had our general assumptions where you have the days in the week, weeks in the month, you know, how you want to do your credit sales, like your credit sales, credit purchases, what percentage you want to, you know, do on credit, right? Your tax rates, and then the revenue assumptions. You list out the products that you have, and then how you intend to sell, right? So here we have the cost of sale assumptions. Cost of sale, basically what you're spending to make the products that you're going to sell. So for this business, is the fabrics. We're going to be buying fabrics, accessories, right? We're going to be packaging as well, putting labels on these materials. So these are the things that we've listed here for cost of sale assumptions. We're going to be having tailors who will be making these wares. So here we also have the operating expenses. So basically, these assumptions are just, you're assuming, not assuming per se, but you're planning how you're going to be making your revenue and your expenses. So the next one is the workings. Now, this workings sheet feeds off the assumptions, right? So it's basically calculating everything using the assumptions that you have created. So let's pick the first one, for example. Hold on. This revenue, you see dresses. So it's calculating this, the number of units per design, and number of designs sold per month times the number of months in a year. So it's basically calculating your revenue for you per product, right? So you get your total. So everything you have here is feeding off the assumptions sheet. So CapEx is basically the main capital expenditures you're going to be making, like the sewing equipment, the furniture and fittings, office equipment, generators, and everything. How you're going to depreciate, that's recording the depreciation over time. And then this is the financial statement where we created our 3-part financial statement: balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow. And like I said initially, this also feeds off the other sheets as well, the workings, the CapEx. So you can see how we intend to make the profit. So you remember that this is a financial model. So we're projecting for 5 years, right? So you can see how we intend to make our profits. Yeah, hold on. You can see our total assets, our total liabilities. And you can see here that the assets equal the liabilities. So you remember the accounting equation that says assets would always equal liabilities and equity. So you can see that the assets equal the liabilities and equity. So this is the cash flow as well. Yeah, so how the business, this is basically a statement of cash flow. how the business uses its cash, intends to use cash. So for this particular sheet, it talks about its valuation, how we intend to value the business. And for this particular case, we used the discounted cash flow model for this one.
Right. Thank you so much, Nina.
Yeah, so that's it. So back to, let me just quickly talk about the dashboard. So everything fits into this dashboard. This was a dashboard that I created for this particular project. So we can see everything all clear as a snapshot, the financial position, the OPEX breakdown, and all of that, average revenue. So just from this dashboard, decisions can be made. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nena. Thank you for sharing
you're
your
welcome.
experience and also the projects that you've been able to work on. So I can see one question in the chat, and that's from Joyce. So Joyce, you do not need a degree in finance to land a remote job, right? After learning all of this, one good thing with the financial analytics program is you also get to learn data analytics alongside, like Ifemena rightly mentioned, you learn how to use Excel, Power BI, SQL, right? And you're also able to work as a data analyst. So you do not necessarily need a degree in finance to land a remote tech job. So thank you so much, Nena. So the last person we'll be having today is Bisola. Hi, Bisola.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Good evening, Bisola.
Good evening. How you
Yeah,
doing?
fine. So Bisola just started our program in August, right? And she's 2 months into the program. I mean, a month, and tomorrow make it 2 months into the program. So you could just quickly walk us through what you've been able to do, right? Just briefly. Thank you so much, by the way, for coming around.
You're welcome. Well, my name is Ajarat. I work in the Revenue House, and I studied industrial chemistry, BSc and MSc. But my love for money has made me want to divert into finance, right? Because I have a company I'm running with my brother, and I want that business to grow, and I want to grow as a person because working in the Revenue House, I've not been fulfilled with my skills. So I found analytics on Instagram. So I reached out to people. I reached out to Solomon. He's actually done with this program. And I explained to him, and he was like, oh, he also did chemical engineering. So now he's working as a financial analyst. I was like, wow. So I decided to join the program. But ever since I've started this program, I would not lie, it's been packed. It's been packed back to back because there is so many resources you get. Even if you decide to watch online, like YouTube and any other thing, you won't get it because there's some keys they will just give you to be able to understand, like, okay, do this, do this, do this. And all the facilitators are ready to answer your questions. Even if you chat them by 1 a.m., anytime, they're always there and they're always ready to back you up. So I just finished my Excel and Power BI class. So I started my SQL class today. So I'm going to walk you through my Excel class, my dashboard. So let me share my screen. Yeah. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can see your screen now.
Okay, so this is the raw data that I was given, but funny enough, this raw data was not in this table. Okay, it was just plain. For the first time, they told us how to convert the data into a table, and I converted it. I was so shocked because, well, I'm not really good in Excel. So when I saw it, and I know some of my colleagues in the office do this, and I'm like, how did they do this? How did they? So I was so happy that when I did, I was like literally happy. So I converted my raw data into a table and cleaned my data. Then we did working using the pivot table to get what components actually do. So this is one of the pivot table actually work, but I didn't add this particular one to my dashboard. I didn't want to keep from my dashboard because that's that. So this is the shopping company whereby they have different pivot tags. So they want to know the number of people
Ajarat, sorry, we can't hear you anymore. I know you're speaking, but we can't hear you. I don't know what happened. We could hear you speak earlier, but once you started presenting, we couldn't hear you anymore. Okay. Is there a way you could change the what do you call it? Oh, let me see. I don't know what happened. Your voice just went off. Could you try changing the microphone, your microphone? So on the
Yeah,
microphone, you would see like a up arrow pointing upwards. Could you say something again?
yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now. You're perfectly.
So the company actually wanted to know, like this down part of my is the sliders whereby you can change it. It changes like the how do I okay. We have different cars. So Toyota has like the major, but with this green on the pie chart, it has the major collection, then the Ford and other brands. Then for the other department stores where they sell jewelries, games, clothing, and electronics, jewelry store actually sells more compared to other store. So for this was the exam I did, that was less than a month. So I was able to do my Power BI also. For my Power BI, yeah. Within my class, I was able to do 3 different Power BI, and this is one of them, whereby it's an electronic store where we wanted to know the total items sold by product, the total revenue, which Efemina just did now. It just did also, but I believe that if you join this class, there are some things it didn't really show you in this class, but you get more, you will learn more, and you'll be able to sell yourself to any recruiter. Then these are total profits by countries, total time sold by months. Then these are my diagnoses. All these are sliders which can make me change for, okay, maybe in first quarter, this is what we're able to do. In the first quarter, it changes and it shows, okay, this is what they have sold for this first quarter, which country. For this, if we notice, we can see a cluster of country here, which shows that, okay, this number of countries sells more. And this particular, like Kenya right here, also, like they purchase more of these products from them. So in learning, well, this is the end of my presentation. I'm kind of shy though, but I'm learning.
Thank
So,
you.
so me learning before at least just this Power BI and this Excel is been great. And the mentorship class, I think even like with the skills, let's leave the skills aside. I've seen so many other trainings that do not have the mentorship section, do not have the LinkedIn optimization or the CV optimization, because the very funny enough, I've created my CV, which is really lovely. My LinkedIn now, people view me more now than before, because now if I check, like at least in a day, I get to see 6 or 7 or 10 people view my profile a day. But before, I won't even get anybody to even view it. So it's been really, really great, and it's really worth the money. So please, anybody that is planning to invest, please do invest, because I know you get times 2, even times 10 of your money at the end of the day. I've not gotten a job yet, but I'm so hopeful that with these skills, I will be able to get a job and I won't waste my money. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much, Bisola. I really do appreciate you. So I can see somebody asking if we can hear some more success stories. Of course, we have a lot more success stories, and because of time constraints, you might not be able to get all of them. But on the slide you'll be receiving, you also get to hear and see what other persons have been able. We have a lot of success stories, not to worry. So you'd also get to hear a lot more stories and read through them when you get this slide. All right, so thank you very much, Bisola. Thank you, Miriam. That was really insightful. Hi, Femena. Do you want to mention something?
Right. This is what we're going to be calling the day. All right. So the program is going to be starting on the 7th of June, or 7th of October, I mean, 7th of October. And if you want to be part of the first 20 people to get started, all right, this is the best time for you to get started, in financial analytics. All right. So the discount is going to be closing, on Monday, the public holiday. All right. So you want to get registered early as possible in order for you to take advantage of the discount. And also, so it's quite immersive, the things you're going to be learning. All right. Very, very immersive. So you're going to be learning practical, hands-on experience on how to use analytics within the financial space and building projects, lots of projects. So like Priscilla has rightly said, we have quite a number of alumni that have, gone on to do great stuff. So you could hear from Omo Daily, you could hear from the videos are there for you to just click to watch. All right. So these are people. So Solomon he has an engineering background. Same thing with some of the participants that spoke today. I completed the analytics financial analytics training program, got a job as a financial analyst with Kegos Oil and Gas Limited. Bola Joko also analytics, financial analytics, currently works as a financial analyst. So we have tons of people that have gone on to start working as financial analysts, commercial analysts, FP&A, and so on and so forth. So some of the dashboard, you saw some of them's dashboard today, and these are some of other participants' dashboard that they built during the training program. All right. So it's the financial model, it's the financial analysis, it's the BI, the business intelligence aspects of using analytics. All right, and so on. So you see quite a number of things that you will get to learn from the training program. See what we did today in just roughly 1 hour or thereabouts, just to reiterate. So we're able to build this in just under 1 hour for a session that we just did. And you can see how impactful it is that you could actually use it within the different organizations that you work in. All right. So it's interactive, it's dynamic, it's a spot on. So these are things that you would not get, all right, from any other source or any other training program out there, and you will get to work on them personally, building your own report. Anyways, thank you very much. And this is where we're going to join the curtain. All right. So if you want to get started, please click the main stack link in the chat. Okay. Please click the main stack link in the chat. This link here. All right. Once you click on the link, all the information about payment registration is on the link. All right. So click on the link. It's £300 if you're in the UK or if you're in any European country. And if you're in Nigeria, you could also pay in Naira. All right. Well, if you're in Canada, you want to pay Canadian dollars, you're free to pay Canadian dollars, in US dollars, and so on. So all you need to do is just come to Paystack. You can click on that first for full-time payments and look for financial analytics. You can see financial analytics. Click on this and choose either you're doing full-time or part-time payments, and you can make payments. So if it's part-time, you want to make part payments, you can do that and add the bank, then you can make your payments. All right. And or better still, if you are in Canada, all right, and you want to pay for, data analytics, so you see it's a CAD PayPal. So if you want to pay first part payment, okay, click on that. And you'd say to give you a Canadian dollars, 350 Canadian dollars, buy now, all right? And you could literally just make payment, okay? So go to PayPal to make payment. You don't need to create an account. You can just pay directly with your debit or credit card, enter your email or continue as a guest, and you're good to go. All right. So you see, these are the things you can actually do to get, pay and register for the training program. Once you register, we'll confirm payments and you send you the welcome kit for you to get started. So anyways, this is where we're going to draw the curtains today. All right. Thank you guys for taking our time to listen to us, and also ensure you register as early as possible in order for you to join the training program. Thanks again, and have a wonderful day ahead, everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ifemena. So I was just going to quickly answer this question in the chat. This person is asking how it's going to work to have both non-financial background students and financial background students in the same class. So that's the good thing, right? When you start your financial modeling class, you get to learn all the accounting principles, accounting constraints, and everything that you need to get started to build a financial model. And then if probably you're not understanding, you also get to hear from people that have financial background, right? That's the beauty of the whole thing, how everybody, both people from financial background and non-financial background, can merge, right? And get to understand the core things that you ought to understand. So not to worry, so just like Ifemena rightly mentioned, our discount is still on, and you can pay to get started on Saturday next week. So hopefully I'll see you in class on Saturday next week. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Ifemena, once again. So this is where
All right.
we Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Cheers.